Alright, let me know. It's like those random commercials in the middle of the night that are like way too loud.
Carros.
Oh.
Are you supposed to press something?
Ready?
It's streaming.
Ooh.
Oh.
But I'm waiting for it to show up on Twitch.
Hooty hoo.
Says live now. Alright. Oh my.
People,
We're doing it, Peter. We're doing it.
gird your loins. Yeah.
How's everybody feeling today? Before we like really start.
I think good.
You think good?
Right. I'm really enjoying the shade of how your purple is fading and your shirt.
I really enjoy your fade.
I need to see it. I enjoy your face.
Ladies and gentlemen, just wait. We're gonna open camera and it's just gonna be shaved head.
Can we go Thailand cats? Can we go Thailand cats?
Willie, you're
corgi
not supposed to
infestation.
be here.
Willie, come here, buddy.
Oops.
Willie, Willie.
Corgi infestation.
Come on, buddy.
Go.
Oh, yes, go.
He
go,
just
go.
told you no.
Oh, come on, Willie.
Go
Come
there.
on, there we go.
There you go. Good boy.
Earthquake test.
Yeah. Just so everybody knows, I have the best corgis. I do.
Mother of corgis.
So that's me. That's.
And I understand that reference now.
Okay, Captain America.
I understand
I
that
got
one
that reference.
Are we set? Alright.
Not yet.
It's still going.
I still need to sip my coffee. Let me have a moment.
Okay. No, that's fine. You take your moment. You take your moment.
You need it topped off?
No. But what I was saying earlier is, and everybody will get to see this once we change to be able to see us, I have a copy machine. I never once thought, oh,
We
I
can
can
make
make
it.
copies of the map.
But you can't make them this size.
No, I can't. Thank God.
But also, don't you need the express rate consider Major League Baseball?
What?
Wait, what happened to me?
I am so confused at where you are.
No, just
Sir.
restate the statement.
The express rate consider Major League Baseball. The whole, like, to reproduce, reuse, or rebroadcast.
Well, you know what? I could get permission from the artist right now. Mother, may I?
Yes, you may. Let's do this.
Let's do this. Here we are! Hello, friends and family!
I know, I'm so excited. I missed my own cue. Hi, how are you doing today? Hi, my name is Michael Vasquez, and I am your GM here at Night School RPG. If you're joining us for the very first time and you're going, you know, what is this channel that I stumbled onto? We are a group of educators based out in the southern parts of, well, actually central parts of Texas. And we came together through tabletop roleplay, especially through D&D. So we've been putting our episodes out on YouTube, and if you haven't got caught up on those, you can still go to our channel, Night School RPG, and you can catch up with our previous episodes. We also drop different content on RPG playing and kind of tableside rules. Tableside walk is what I think of every time I
Speaking of
Love
tabletop.
We're going to take a break for guac. But there's some wonderful resources there where you can kind of get to know us a little bit better, see our Meet the Teacher videos, because we are, in fact, all educators, which is kind of our unique way that we got brought together, was playing D&D through our home campus. Enough about our channel, because we are going to have to introduce you to our players. I'd like to start in our left position, which is Miss Elizabeth Vick, who is playing our barbarian Kenlnys Imrish. In the center spot, we have Joshua Hovda. Center square. Extension square. Joshua Hovda, who's playing Dakar Malkoa, our druid. I saw your eyes over there. Ouch.
Daggers come out everywhere.
I've never had sneak attack damage done to me in a broadcast.
Now you know.
I'm still laughing that I was so engaged that we're on that I didn't see that we're on. Man, it's going to be a day today. And in our right position, we have Miss Catherine Flores. Cat Flores, for those of you who know her really well or want to get to know her. Cat Flores, who is playing... I am losing names today. Cancel it. We're going.
Starting over.
I am Kimura.
No name. Kimura.
No name.
Just no name.
Yeah. No, but if you were listening before we actually started, Elizabeth was talking about my hair and the shirt, and I
Do you
looked.
see it now?
Yeah, I see it. All I see is a big ball of pink in the corner.
What are you talking about?
But it's also like the flush from I'm so excited that we're live, and I'm also embarrassed that we're going live, and I'm excited.
No,
it's
we
just so
came
much
to
emotion.
play.
All of this is just emotion.
No.
I just love you're the one in like color today.
Right?
That's true. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a lack of black.
Yeah.
I gotta go change.
Well, thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you can to catch up, and also help grow our family. We are on our road towards Twitch affiliate, and if you know every streamer when they first start, it is that step-by-step progress of we got to get people to actually follow and watch. So if you do join us, thank you so much for tuning in. If you need to check out, come back. The video is going to be up for a few days, but we would like to be able to build our streaming channel, so follow, get your friends, make them follow us, and stay in contact. But with that said, are y'all ready to play?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. So, a brief recap, because it's been a really long time since we've played.
It's been over a month.
COVID is killing me,
Yep.
but not because I'm still here.
Yeah. Right.
So, last time when we played, you were heading north, finally leaving Kalakesh, as you were seeking out a forger in a town known as Corinth. You'd already been told that Corinth had been burned down. However, there was supposed to be someone there named Carl who could help you forge documents to buy Kalakesh some time before anybody were to come down and realize that it has been taken over by the people and the Malasaran is being held captive. You stumbled pretty casually. Cart-driven Dakar Malkoa made his way, navigating pretty well. However, you stumbled into a couple of positions where, through some mild investigation, you found another party that was traveling near you. You didn't quite see who they were, but you also noticed there were some rumblings coming from up on top of the windway. Through some bird charming and sexy owl hooting. Hashtag sexy owl. or
Sexy
owl. Through some charming of your bird staff, you were able to send up a finch and see that there were some humanoid creatures that were actually just moving, looking in dire need as they were heading south on the top of the windway. You decided to keep moving forward as you made your way to Corinth, where there were some signs that the Grey Sisters of Braska had enacted the rite of cleansing and burned the entire city down because they were aiding apostate mages known as heathens. After making your way in to investigate the town, you realize that it has been taken up by some brigands known as the King of Brigands, and through delicate negotiation...
We tried.
You didn't try.
I tried.
Y'all gave him a
We
talking
did.
to.
A fight ensued. Y'all massacred these poor little boys. It was basically a boys' club that y'all just completely destroyed. However, you did find out that they were smuggling rocks from the Zaget and turning them into a drug known as chrysalin. After ridding that town of these kind of squatters, you found a magical amulet that they were holding that housed the magical essence of Carl, which he has now been convinced to help you forge some documents as he did retreat into the pond, where Dakar Malkoa, enjoying his newfound skills as a shapeshifter, and wild shaped into a frog and discovered that there is an entity living within the waters that he was not supposed to see. You were warned that this area might not be safe for you anymore because of you trespassing into the waters, and you are now waking up on a brand new day. And it is yours to do with however you want.
I would really like to go just check out the big rock statue in the middle of the town, because I didn't get to do that before.
I thoroughly did enjoy last time when you're like, I'm going to go check out the rock. Okay, roll for initiative. There was no moment to actually get to the rock. So yeah, so the rock itself, it is a jagged pillar. It's not a smooth column, but it has an obsidian-like color to it. Black, very, very reflective. However, it's not easily to pierce. It's not like glass where you could see into it as if there was something encased in it. It's just a very densely black, structured, organic pillar.
It's just a rock. These people, they just worship rocks. So
It was probably just Zara too heavy to move.
maybe.
Is it on like a statuesque base? Like somebody
Yes.
put it there?
Yeah, so there's a couple of steps. There's a lot of stats already.
They built a base around it.
Yeah, so there is a circular...
I mean, it's been storing up for a while.
There's a circular stone kind of precipice where there's a few steps to get up, and it's located right in the middle. So it's definitely placed there or built around.
Is there some kind of like a plaque or something to just name said rock?
There's no identifying features or name to it. It has no name tag. Hello, I am Rock.
Well, I mean, when you go to like statues,
No,
there's
I get what you're saying. There's nothing identifying about it.
Okay.
It's definitely placed there for a purpose or placed there for a sentimental value of some sort.
Can I go up and like tap on it?
Sure. Yeah, you tap away on it, and it's hard. It's rock hard.
Hashtag sexy out.
Yeah, so you tap on it, and it does. It's very, very hard. It's definitely solid. It's not something that is going to move from that spot easily, at least.
Okay.
We can't bring it with us.
I didn't necessarily want to bring it with us. I just wanted to check it out.
What'd you find?
It's a hard rock.
I thought so. Just as I suspected.
I didn't know if it was special or not. I just wanted to check. Yeah, you find unexpected things in unexpected places.
Speaking of that, rocks aside, in case I end up dead, there's some kind of like eeriness about this lake.
like what?
Well, there's like a shadowy figure down there. And I'm pretty sure that's who gave Carl his magic.
So to give you clarification, because I did realize that I kept going back and forth on this and I wasn't clear. Where you were fighting, there is a pond, like a small fishing pond. However, there is a larger area further on in the field that is a lake. So you saw him in the pond.
Of the lake.
Yeah, you saw him in the pond.
In the pond. I was practicing being a frog and I stumbled across him and he may have threatened me.
The figure?
What did he say?
Well, Carl said I'm not welcome here after the fortune is done.
What did you do? Why? Just because you saw a shadowy figure?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think the shadowy figure is evil. I don't know if Carl is necessarily evil.
Well,
But
if
I
the
think
shadowy figure is evil and the shadowy figure is what gave Carl his magic, I would feel like it's
Venture to
safe to say that both the shadowy figure and Carl are.
Well, I don't want to make assumptions.
I mean, Carl is helping us right now. He's
So
gonna-
maybe we.
I just know I'm magical, and I don't really know how I'm magical. If I found out something evil gave me my powers, I would still think I'm a good person.
Your actions so far, good person.
Mhm. I don't know. But okay. So
what should we... Because we're not supposed to pour the rocks into the lake. Now we know why. Somebody's living there.
But if he's evil and we pour the things into the lake, maybe that evil thing is no more.
Maybe we should wait till Carl does the forging, then...
Maybe not right away.
Yeah.
Because that would be way too obvious. We'll come back. We'll circle back to
Okay.
that. But I like that idea. Especially if this thing is evil.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure it's evil?
I mean,
What makes you think it's evil?
Considering our luck so far.
This is true. This isn't a world where good things happen.
I mean, toss a coin. There's a good chance it's evil.
No, but what about this made you think it was evil?
I want to say Carl said something.
Okay.
He did not. I'll give you that.
I was like, without the history roll.
I have a pencil.
On the one day, yeah, probably.
On the one day. Well, there's no lead.
It's alright, we'll get you.
You have an eraser.
I know.
Yes, I do have pencils all the
Thank
time.
you so much.
DM tip, have many pencils.
Can I have the bathroom pass?
Okay, sorry.
That's right. No, to give you clarification, he didn't give you any information about the creature. He just told you that he was aware that you had seen the creature. That it's, even though you were in frog shape, he told you that he's met other druids, and for some way, there's some reason that he knew that you were there.
It's more the way he told me and threatened me that I feel like it was more coming from the entity and not himself.
I still don't like that he threatened you.
I mean, he is a little on edge.
Well, I mean, nobody forced him to live inside of a necklace.
No, he did that quite happily. But,
I think he's more on edge because of
like, we're asking him to forge.
Tonks.
Tonks has come back up. What? What? He was
Tonks?
super pissed about Tonks.
yeah,
I mean,
he's not happy with Tonks, and then Tonks sort of sent us here. Like without that information, the only information we got from Tonks was not to stare.
Which I still don't get.
Yeah.
He seems fine.
yeah, he does.
Maybe
Better
Tonks.
looking than Tonks.
I mean,
But, well, all right then. So, did Carl say how long this forging would take? I don't quite remember.
We didn't discuss that.
Oh. It was just the threatening?
Yes.
Well.
But he was working on, I think, the forging in the bubble in the pond with the dark entity.
okay.
You actually have not given him any of the materials to
We
forge.
should
Good,
probably.
I was worried about him getting wet.
Well, do you know how to find him? Does he live down there?
He lives in the amulet.
So,
that
like,
was temporary
still.
housing.
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
So do
I don't know about this Carl, guys. Does not live the way a lot of
toss
other...
a pebble in the pond and
Oh, yeah,
knock on the dock.
Knock on the dock. Sitting at the dock of the bay. So you do notice that area where the smoke was billowing out from where the forge was, it's still lit.
There's activity over there.
Well, I mean, let's go.
It's fairly easy to see that he's there. I mean, it's an open area, so he
Oh.
is out and about. He is not in the pond.
Oh shit, how far away was he from us?
Well, we were talking about it.
We'll find out.
How many steps does it
Yeah,
take to get there?
I'm sure.
You're about 70 feet away if you're at
Oh,
the
okay,
pond,
we're
yeah.
good. Alright, so let's go give him the materials, that way we can start figuring out what we're gonna do.
Which point, as you go up, he sees you. He is currently using that. It's like I said, it's not a heated full-on forge. It's turned into a makeshift oven, and he's kind of using it to cook. Has some meats kind of roasting, and then he says, "Just give me a few minutes, and I'll have some breakfast for you."
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The one day I don't cook breakfast, I'm sorry.
No, I just feel like maybe some of your hunches are less founded than you realize. He's making his breakfast.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to see how you feel after you eat breakfast.
Well, don't get me wrong, I really would like you to leave, so I figured the faster we get this done. By the way, are you ever going to show me what I'm supposed to be doing?
Yes.
I don't have it. Kenlnys has it.
Oh, sorry.
So you hand him the letter?
The letter.
Okay. All right. So what exactly do you want me to do with this?
We need the
seal
seal
redone.
so that it looks like it was never opened.
So you just want to close it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But reseal it.
Yeah, close it.
I mean, the seal itself, I can work on it and probably get really, really close. Just out of curiosity, why exactly are you resealing it if it was intended to go to you?
Well, it wasn't intended to go to us.
Yeah. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it look like the letter never got there. That way it buys those people more time.
I take it you're talking about where you came from?
Mm-hmm.
So you want me just to reseal the letter, and y'all do know that by resealing a letter, it doesn't mean that people know that you haven't seen it.
What are some other ways to tell?
Well, no, I'm just saying the letter itself has some interesting information on it, but the people who sent it aren't going to know whether you saw it or not.
Even if it's sealed back up?
Well, think about it. If
Well,
I
it still
send you a
hasn't been
letter,
broken.
I don't know if you've opened it or not.
Well, if the seal's unbroken, doesn't mean it's not open.
But I wouldn't know. If I could see it, I would just tell you what the information is. I wouldn't have sent a letter. I mean, I'll do whatever you want. I'm just trying to make sense that...
You're saying it's pointless to send it back.
What if we deliver it back and say, we found this. We thought we would bring it back to where it came from.
I'm not telling y'all what to do. I'm just trying to get... I want to make sure that if I'm going to do something, you're not going to come back and say that you have a different idea. This is a one-time thing.
I see what you're saying. And I don't know if it would work, but what if instead of sealing this, we can create a new letter from your buddy in Kenlnys saying everything's fine.
Ooh.
And then seal that up like it's a brand new letter.
But we don't have any of his handwriting.
That's true.
You don't have anything that he's written?
I'm gonna furiously look through my bag to see if I have anything.
Who exactly are you looking for?
Rodon, right?
Yes.
Rodon?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have anything on you?
The only thing I have is the directions that I wrote.
That you wrote for him.
Yeah.
So what can we do that would buy them the most time?
I think that is something that would buy them a lot of time, but we don't have any of the information that we need to create that kind of letter.
What kind of information are you really... Like, what are you intending?
Well, I don't know if they would recognize his handwriting and the way that he writes his letters, like wording wise.
I mean, my experience, people don't really pay attention to how people write unless they're intimately involved with them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like this Rodon is
he that important?
somebody who they...
No.
Are you even sure he can write?
What if he can't write and then they get a letter from him?
I mean, I only met him a few times.
Brace yourself, we're going to be here for 90 minutes.
Red flag. No, I actually think that's a really good idea.
So we could write whatever we want.
Yeah, but we don't have a seal from the Kalakesh and Kalakesh
The Malasaran.
Malasaran.
The Malasaran, you just want a Malasaran seal?
Are they the same?
Would that do it?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Let's
then.
do that.
Looks like we'll be out of here in no time.
All
So
right.
what do we want to say? Everything is fine. What does that letter say? Let's respond to the letter.
Back to the letter. So the letter that you got was in delivery from I believe I can't remember if I gave it to you or not.
I
I thought it was from, hang on.
It was from the wall to Kalakesh asking
It was
about.
actually
the-
from the Empire capital itself.
Oh, that's right. Asking if the whole.
It was from the Tricordium saying
Yes.
that they were aware.
If the mission had been completed.
yes.
Yeah.
Because you got your general idea that the Tricordium was plotting something and organizing to have Kalakesh attacked. The big fear is that if you don't, because the Windway is the one place where shipments come in and they're shipped in a couple of days, it's about a week's travel on the Windway to go all the way around and make it stops. They should, in about 5 more days,
Have a response.
not have a response, but there should at least be a shipment that's coming to the capital.
So we need to put something in this letter about the fact that the shipment, everything's fine.
The attack went as planned.
The shipment is delayed, but it'll be on its
But
way.
it's not delayed because Zola said they were putting stuff aside for the shipment to make it look like everything was running smoothly. So they're gonna get a shipment.
It's just not everything.
Yeah.
So can we say some of the materials were destroyed in the attack?
I like it. I like it.
Smart.
Yes.
What else do we need to say?
I don't know if it's better to say that the attack went as planned or just being
Was
very
successful.
vague and saying,
There was an attack at Kalakesh.
I feel like that would bring more soldiers down.
Knowles attacked Kalakesh.
I don't know.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Tell him the attack went as planned because apparently the plan was to have the Knowles attack because Rodan,
They're all-
barricaded
What if
himself
we
up
just
with
say
everybody.
everything has gone as planned? Just in case. I
That
don't know,
covers it all,
we
right?
misunderstood something. Okay.
It's
all right.
all good in the hood.
We're totes
right.
fine.
Tote right now.
we totes okay.
Do you want to do a chart writing?
So everything has gone as planned.
Mm-hmm.
The shipment will arrive.
Mm-hmm. Some of the materials were damaged, have been damaged, but
The shipment will arrive on time. As scheduled?
yeah, as expected.
As expected.
I feel like I'm writing an email for work.
Nope, redo it, second.
I was gonna say we're gonna get this grant.
I do.
Too soon.
I do go next door to your room every Saturday. As expected. What about the materials?
I think we
Some
should.
materials were damaged.
I think we should just say that the materials will arrive as expected. Or would we even say that?
Do we have to mention the shipment at all?
No. Why would we? Because if we mention it, we're like, well, why are they mentioning the shipment? Or why, like, should we be worried about the shipment?
I'm
What's
thoroughly
wrong with the
enjoying
shipment?
this.
I feel like we have to acknowledge the fact that not all the materials are there. So that they know it's okay. Like, we realize that not all the materials are there. It's because, like, not even it's because, but
Okay.
because if we ignore it, they're going to question it. Right?
Okay.
Or would they question it enough just to send another letter? Are they going to question it so much they send down an army? How often do the shipments arrive with not all the materials?
I don't know. I didn't spend a lot of time in Kalakesh.
Every 5 days.
All right. I think it's fair to just mention it that not everything will be there.
Okay.
I think.
Everything is gone as planned.
Yeah.
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 No.
No, sounds good.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so what are y'all saying?
To whom it may concern.
Ladies and gentlemen. Go. Sorry.
So it doesn't have to be a specific letter, I just don't know what points are. Just so I can make sure this plays out the way y'all want it to, or not.
That's not foreboding. Everything has gone as planned.
Mm-hmm.
Some materials fell off the shipment. Due to the planned activities.
We needed more materials to recover, so
Expect less on the next shipment.
yeah,
So everything went as planned.
we'll make it up next time.
We needed more materials.
Love you the mostest.
XO,
P.S.
XOPS, thinking of you daily.
You hit up first.
Do you
With
like
the-
me? Check yes or no.
Okay, so the main thing, I just want to get the point. So mainly you're saying that everything went as planned, that you needed to use more supplies than you thought, so it's going to be short, but that you're working on getting more.
Yes.
Easy.
Okay.
So it's going to take roughly 4 or 5 hours. Just hard work of him kind of dedicating it to it, and then you should be set to go. So in that time, is there anything you would like to do?
Well, we need to start planning on how we're gonna actually get the letter to the guardhouse. Because I don't think any one of us who have wanted posters anywhere should just walk up and be like, here you go. We were chosen by the Malasaran to deliver this letter.
We're also wanted by the Malasaran.
Yeah.
No biggie.
Have a bird deliver it.
Okay.
Oh,
I think that's
that's a
a good idea.
great idea. Very
It's almost like
anonymous.
you read my mind.
I may have.
Can you do that?
New power.
Don't read my mind.
36. It worked! It worked!
Get out!
So, because I saw you looking at your map, Vic, it's... That's how you kind of do it.
Get high, Dad.
The guardhouse, you have about a 2-hour trip to get to the guardhouse. It's fairly close.
By bird.
Oh, even faster.
Well, if you
You're
have
gonna walk and then deliver the bird, like send the bird. So the bird gonna go from here. What's my plan?
Keep in mind, a bird, just because you snag a random bird doesn't mean it's going to know
Where the
to go
guardhouse
or how to
is.
get to... Yeah.
So we should go up to the guardhouse. I'm guessing. I'm just looking at the map.
What other animals deliver news?
I heard nudes. I just want to say that.
Swans and babies. Are we sending the first? Are we sending the first?
Hashtag sexy Al. Send nudes.
We're sending the first news.
Keep circling back to that.
Because it also could be read sexy owl. It all relates.
Okay.
I really can't find the guardhouse.
It would be at the wall.
At the wall, okay,
Yeah,
thank
and
you.
we're like right there.
Okay, thanks. We're so close. 2 days.
We're like that far. We were closer on this map.
I feel like a bird is the way to go. Let's not go too crazy.
I agree. Because I'm assuming there are not regular mail carriers.
So we gotta be close.
Well, there are. Yeah, there are people who actually travel
Okay.
and there are couriers. But since you're in a town that was burned down
Not
a
gonna
month
find one
ago,
of
I
those.
don't think you're just going to stumble across a carrier.
Put it in the outgoing mail.
Might
They'll
be there
get
a
it.
while.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess
How confident are you that a bird can do this? Can take it to them?
I mean, fairly confident.
do we need to be careful about what kind of bird we call down? You call down? Like what kind of birds normally would carry a message like that? Is it gonna raise alarm if a I don't know.
Well, you're not going to find a penguin, I can tell you that.
A pterodactyl.
Just an emu just coming across. No, I think you're safe on that. Yeah.
So like a pigeon?
An ostrich.
A raven? That would probably work better. Okay.
Also, keep in mind it depends on what's actually available in the area. You're not gonna,
Right.
unless you're gonna go hunting for a raven.
I mean, I could always try turning into a raven myself.
Oh, you can do that.
I don't know.
And then we could maybe get like a better idea of what's going on.
More
in our
information.
house.
You can hear how they respond to it. And
Right,
then-
you have a human brain. We won't just get hot, cold.
I wouldn't give me that much credit.
You have a
You have a druid brain.
I'm a little light on supplies, so I'm a little bit more coherent than usual.
We'll try it.
I like that idea a lot. Should we? Do you have like a limit as to how often you can do it?
Heck if I know.
So should we save it up?
I guess. Until we're ready. I guess we'll try that. That's plan A.
Okay.
Calling another bird is plan B. Us walking up to the door and giving it to them is plan Z.
Z.
I don't know. Z is not doing anything. That's double A.
In the meantime,
Alright, so I guess. Oh, sorry, go.
we're just waiting, right?
Yeah, I'm not doing anything specific.
All right, Hovda, do you have anything you want to do?
No, I'm good.
All right, so 4 or 5 hours go by. Finally, you see a very weary-eyed. You can see there's a lot of strain that he's been putting in of staring at a document, and he pulls up this small little parchment, kind of looks it over. It's been done really well, where it's stained just enough for wear and tear as if it's been taken by a courier on land. It's aged even with the smell of if like it got caught in a rainstorm a little bit, and there's part of it that has just a little bit of mildewiness to it. And then looking at the wax seal itself, the coloring is slightly a little darker red. However, the emblem itself does match the symbol of the Malceron.
Damn, Carl.
This is like an art.
Well, yeah, it's that's why everybody doesn't do it, but it's yours. Like I said, as long as you relay my message to Tonks when you see him.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Goodbye.
All the best.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right then.
Let's go.
Okay.
And as you start to walk away, he kind of holds on to the back of your cloak, Dakar, and just kind of pulls you.
Q turns around really quickly.
I mean it. If you come back, it's on your own. Nothing is my fault.
Understood. See, I told you, Q. You saw that.
He seems mean. I don't know about evil.
What?
And even mean is a stretch. We're saying all of this as we're walking away.
That's fine.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't saying
You're walking around me. This
Just
guy.
wanted.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the 2 crates of the crystalline rock on our cart.
Yep.
We still have the wine.
Mm-hmm.
Are you taking the actual crystalline, the refined crystalline that they had made? Or are you taking the retinal rocks?
Ooh, I thought we were taking the rocks.
It's your choice.
Yeah, I'd rather take the rocks.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we hide the other stuff
So
so people will just stumble on it? That's why we were gonna dump it.
I want to like bury it, but we're not welcome here right now. So I don't know if there's a way to like get it away from this place and bury it and then come back.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah. Are we okay with that?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Because I just wanted to like not be
In existence.
like I don't want some Joe Schmo to
Unsuspecting.
be walking around and have access to that.
Okay.
So okay.
Let's load it all up on the cart. Get a little bit ways away and then.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. I'll put it all on the cart.
So you're taking all the crates.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So we're all walking right now.
Yes.
Yes, it's going to be a very slow. So this is going to take you probably closer to 4 hours than your 2-hour trip.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna stop along the way and get rid of it.
Yeah.
Okay, where are you trying to stop? What is your...
So maybe about a mile outside of where we were. And then just kind of digging a hole and burying it.
Okay, so as you pull off, you're still on that hilly landscape. You get into another little dune area that kind of dips down into a low bank, and you are going to begin digging. How are you digging this?
Let's see. Let's find out.
Who has a spade? Who?
I do not have a shovel or a spade.
I have cook's utensils.
I have.
How big is that spoon?
A wooden spoon. I mean, I'm not going to tell you you can't,
I mean,
but I'll tell you can't that quickly.
a battle axe will help a little bit, right?
Yes,
Not
because
how I
we
want
can
to
break
use it.
we can break up the dirt with the battle axe and then use the spoon to just kind of.
Oh, the spoon. What else can we use? What do you have? Nothing.
My hands?
Oh. What animal has shovels for hands?
Try to turn into a platypus?
That's the animal you go for. That would help us dig. A platypus.
not what I can dig, what is shaped like a shovel.
But an animal that can dig.
Possibly.
A dog.
Or become a large animal and you're in control of it, so you could make it dig.
Well, I wouldn't be making the animal dig. I would be
Right.
digging.
Right. Using
You
the animal's
become the animal.
body.
You're one with the animal. Alright, so the plan is you're breaking up dirt with the battle axe.
Mhm.
Okay. It's fairly soft, actually.
Okay.
You've caught a lot of gentle rains coming in and out, and even when you got into Corinth, it was raining. So the ground itself is pretty damp. So working and getting to the soft mud and
And
it's gonna
scooping a little bit with
the
the battle
scooping
axe.
is going to take you a lot longer.
The
This
shoving.
is not going to be an easy thing, especially when you have the number of crates that you're trying to bury.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably going to take you your entire day.
Oh shit.
Let me try and expedite this, and I'm gonna just focus and start shrinking down, and I'm gonna turn into a little honey badger. I have 5 feet of burrowing, so I just gotta start going to town.
Yeah.
You honey badger don't care.
We don't have to-
Honey badger don't give a shit.
We don't have to bury the crates, just the rocks inside
Yeah.
the crates.
No, not the rots. The
crystalline.
the crystalline.
Crystalline.
It's like powder, right?
So I'm just saying this dirt's just hitting your face, I'm going to
The
town.
crystalline is powder.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
But we
what I
have
want.
condensed
rocks
powder.
as well.
Just want to throw it down and mix it in with all the dirt.
So you're just trying to get rid of the bags of
Yes.
crystalline. Okay, so you have sacks of crystalline. They're still pretty heavy, but it's powderized form. And then you have the rocks that are the retinal rocks.
Yeah.
Those are in the crates. So you're not trying to bury the crates. Okay, that saves you on a lot of time. I was
Yes.
like, y'all do understand
No, I
how to
don't
bury
care
a
about the
crate.
boxes.
Yeah, it'll take you a couple hours still.
Okay.
Okay. That's fair.
Are you a mean honey badger?
I don't know, poke me and find out.
No, thank you.
I'm just throwing dirt everywhere
So
right
you
now.
see Dakar not give a damn, just burrowing honey badger style through and just making these tunnels, and eventually they start to kind of coalesce together and make a larger area with some small little outshoots everywhere else. And you're able to empty out. Are you just burying the sacks, or are you emptying it?
Empty it out.
Just emptying it.
Okay, so you
Empty
empty
the
it out
sacks.
into the ground and then cover it up.
Mhm.
It did take you about 3 hours to get that all done, buried, where you feel comfortable that it is taken care of.
Okay. Do you feel better?
Yes. Okay.
You're hitting about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
All right. So this bird situation.
Well, we gotta get closer to the guardhouse.
Well, yeah, but we can talk about it as we're.
Oh,
walking.
as we're walking. Okay.
But
I think that's a great plan.
I want to see you a bird. I just saw you as a honey badger, and I'm so excited.
He's still a honey badger, just looking at you.
No, I'm back as the card now. How long was I a honey badger?
About 3 hours.
2.5 hours?
I would say I'm going
hours.
to give you that you didn't stay a honey badger
Okay.
the whole time. It's not going to take you that long to dig, but after she's softened up the dirt and you decided, oh, I could be a honey badger.
That was a
You
great
had your
idea.
hour.
Thank you.
So 1 hour.
You Hufflepuffs.
Excellent at finding things. Are y'all making y'all's way back in the cart traveling?
Yeah.
Okay. You had mentioned about stopping certain ways. Are you going all the way to the guardhouse, or are you...
I think we should stay about 50 feet back, 100 feet back. I don't know. What do you?
Out of sight?
Yes,
Yeah, I would
definitely
say,
out of sight.
Yeah, where we can see them is when we need to sort of find a place to hunker
Mhm.
down, I think.
Just depending on what the actual
Terrain is.
yeah, what it actually looks like. I guess as close as we can, like staying in the wooded area.
It is not heavily wooded. As you're in these plains, there's occasional... It's
We
more
can maybe
brush.
try and post up near the
Dry
closest
brush.
pillar from the windway going towards the wall.
That won't look suspicious at all.
People do it all the time,
On the
apparently.
other side of the pillar, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we
All
still in our tradesman garb? So, were we dressed up?
Y'all were not dressed
We
up.
were not
Y'all were
dressed up.
still wearing everything y'all wear. Battle equipment. That's why I was like, it's really hard for y'all to sell this.
wonder they weren't selling wine.
We weren't there long enough to get the polos.
You're like holding 2 crossbows and a battle axe and just like, no, we're wine merchants. Yeah. Step up for a
They're
tasting.
called wine shots.
Okay, so I guess 100 feet back.
Where's the closest pillar?
Well, we'll find out when we get there.
Yeah.
So as you make your way, before even getting to the pillars again, because you've veered off away from the windway, you've started traveling north and heading back to a little bit to the west, seeing the windway in the distance, and every once in a while you're noticing there are these kind of humps of cloth just sitting sporadically through these fields. As the hills begin to rise and lower, every now and then you see in the distance there's just a pile, just haphazardly, randomly placed throughout.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I go up to one of them.
It is actually a deceased body. So the one you approach to, the hair itself, it looks like it's rather decayed, but you still see there's a little bit of flesh and kind of stringier hair, and most of it has been deteriorated or fallen out, and it just kind of drapes. You tell this was an elven character, possibly a woman. The robes themselves, very, very torn and distressed and dirty, and it's almost like think like a kimono, but with a thicker fabric.
And we're not right next to the windway, right?
No, you were not next to one yet.
Does this person look like a civilian or like a guard or a member of like government or something?
Go ahead and do an investigation check. Definitely not a Malasaran, so it's not government.
I just want everyone to know I looked at every single one of my D20s to figure out which one I wanted to use for this.
It
And I
shows
thought
poorly.
I chose poorly.
So, just by your expression, I'm going to tell you that it's... You can tell it's not a Malasaran guard. It's not wearing heavy armor. There's actually no armor. It's cloth.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's not typical commonplace commoner cloth. This is not something you would just see someone wearing. It's definitely a uniform of some sort.
Okay. Is there anybody around who is alive or looks like they were in, like, with these bodies?
You're in the field. There is nobody. Just you
Okay.
guys traveling down this path road, winding through these dips, heading towards the windway.
Okay. Well, then I want to check some of the other bodies to see what they all have in common.
Are there any wounds?
You're looking for wounds?
Yeah.
Do a medicine check. You do notice that there occasionally are more individuals that have the same type of garb. Every now and then the coloring changes, where some have an emerald green, others have more of a deep maroon and burgundy, but the wear and tear is still there. Every now and then, different races, different sizes, different ages, different species, it's very, very eclectic. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
My medicine check was at 10.
There are, it's hard to tell whether they're post-mortem or if these are actually wounds that killed them, but there's no defining, because of the deterioration on all their bodies, how long these bodies have been here.
Sorry, go.
I'm going to use my staff of bird calls to try and call a bird to me.
Okay, what bird call are you going to make?
Choose wisely.
Flamingo!
I'm going to go with like a finch, like something I think might be in the area.
Okay, go ahead and I'll say you click your button, the mouth on the wooden staff opens up and you hear this strong finch-like chirp. Furch! Stop trying to make furch happen. It's never going to happen. Go ahead and do we'll say an animal handling. And I'll allow you advantage because you used your staff.
23.
There's not a lot of foliage here, so it takes a while. But occasionally you do notice the fluttering of certain birds. They are in the area.
I'm gonna use speak with animals and try and call one towards me.
Okay. Takes about 15 minutes of you constantly calling out before you finally see one that's flying very high up and you have to kind of shout to get it out, and then you see it kind of loop, turn, and then fall, and it lands on your wrist.
Is it Steven?
Paul?
Paul?
No, it is not the same bird as last time.
Just checking.
We don't all look the same.
I'm gonna ask him.
Specious.
How do you know it's a him?
I checked the undercarriage when he landed on my arm. There was a little bit of a. I won't go into the logistics of that.
I'm gonna go in the biology with you all the time.
When you know, you know. I'm gonna ask him if he knows like how long these bodies have been here, or maybe like what caused them to be here, or anything like that.
Not from here. No. I'm just flying over
Where are you coming from?
from my nest.
Oh, where's your nest at?
Kind of looks over to the west.
Where are you headed?
Kind of looks over to the west.
Oh, so you're going back to your nest?
Well, yeah, I gotta feed my kids.
Oh. Well, how'd you like to do a favor for me? For some feed. I could give you a plate of food for you and your nest.
What's the favor?
Well, when we get closer to the guardhouse, possibly delivering a letter for me, if you think you can carry it to the guards.
You want me to go to the people?
Well, yeah. Or do you know anybody that typically does that for a living?
People?
Well, no, bird-wise.
Yeah, there are other birds that leave, but they stay there.
Oh.
There are birds and there are people birds.
Well, what kind of birds are the people birds usually?
Is it bigger than me?
No.
But yeah. Like I kind of have to take my kids need to eat.
Okay. Well, thank you for your help. And I'll offer him a little birdseed.
So, helpful?
Oh, and yes, very.
Okay. Well.
Plot. Private plot there.
I want to look at the situation and see if it looks like everybody died here or if they were placed here.
Okay, I'll allow you to make a medicine check as well.
Okay.
this will be the last one before.
Okay. Oh, it's a good roll, but it's cocked.
Oh.
A 1.
You should have just not told me it was coming.
It was bad cocked. Like
It's floating in the air. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to tell.
Okay. Well,
Something to keep on our minds.
yeah.
You're continuing on?
Yeah.
Right, you hop in. Getting to the windway itself and back on track, you can now see the sun is moving and starting to set, but you've still got a few hours of light. And you begin making your way following the windway.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you do see the large, grandiose wall that, Dakar, you've been here before and you've encountered the wall. This is an intense structure that spans from the farthest reaches of the Zaget and then almost just looks like an extension off the mountain range that falls all the way over and continues east until you can't see anymore. And then the windway itself, instead of dipping down and falling straight in, almost like a roller coaster would come down to dock like you had in Kalakesh, it kind of has an upper area where it stops, and then there is a large column of stone that is actually lowered down, where it looks like it would just, if you were on the cart there, it would just fly off.
Are we gonna be in trouble if we have these rocks on our cart?
Probably.
The rocks we're taking back to the Zaget?
Yeah.
Well, let's just not get caught.
Okay.
Let's not.
Okay.
I don't think that's gonna work out really well.
Yeah, we have been.
Well,
I mean,
let's deliver that letter.
All right, let's do this.
Maybe if you jump higher.
You want me to toss you?
Am I a bird?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh yeah, let me get everybody to start and try. Here. Woohoo!
You struggle and you try for a while, and then you realize birds are a little out of your ability.
That was a bit
Sorry,
violent.
I thought I could.
So, what's next?
Can you call one of the birds from the guardhouse?
I can try.
Okay.
I'll use my staff of bird calls again.
Keep in mind, you are very far away from the guardhouse because y'all said y'all are going to stay away from it.
How close do you need to be?
Probably like 60 feet.
Oh, well, how far away are we right now?
How far away did y'all want to stop?
Like 100 feet?
Yeah.
You want to walk 40 more feet?
Keep in mind, because I know when you think on a map when we're playing encounters, you're like, oh, that's 60 feet. That 100 feet,
yeah.
you can see somebody 100
Yeah.
feet.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you can't tell exactly who they are,
You can still see.
you can still see them.
Mm-hmm.
Just because y'all been running into that of, well,
Yeah.
we'll stay this far away, they can still see you.
Yeah.
Take one more step. Oh, I disappeared.
Go into stealth. Not how it works.
I'm gonna hide behind this bush.
Well, I don't think we should all go up.
Yeah.
No.
Is there a lot? Can we see like a lot of traffic at the wall right now? Like just from other people?
Do a perception check.
15.
It is fairly quiet. On the outsides of where there is a large portcullis that's opened up on your side, there are 4 braziers that are lit, that are shining heavily there. And you can see there are empty carts that are kind of positioned and stacked as if people were waiting to go in, but there seems to be no people.
This seems odd.
It is very odd.
So
I don't like it.
Did they not just park their carts and walk in?
I don't know, but to think that there are no people outside of a guardhouse.
Well, I mean, they have better vantage point if they're up high.
Possibly. Does it have to be a bird from the guardhouse?
Well, there's not a lot of trees around.
No, that's true, I guess. I don't like this. I don't like it.
No.
Don't like it one bit.
And only you can use your staff, right? Yeah. I can't even imagine.
Making a sexy owl noise.
Because I'm thinking I could run up and try to hide behind something, like a cart or something, but I can't call the bird.
Your bird staff doesn't have attunement, I don't believe.
I'm not sure. Would it say then the...
It would. Because if it's not attuned, then yes, you could use it. If it is
But I
attuned,
can't speak with animals to tell them what to do.
that is true.
Yeah, it does not require attunement. Just an action. Well, I can try and sneak up close.
Is there any way I can assist him in running up and hiding?
Possibly. You tell me.
I'll follow your lead.
Yeah, because I'm assuming we're both kind of the same size, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what if...
He's a little taller than you.
Okay, so what if you stay like exactly where I am, like foot to foot, and we'll run up, you stop when I stop, you crouch when I crouch.
I'll be your shadow.
Yes, quite literally, my shadow. Would that work? I want to try that. Do you want to try that?
I will tell you that just because you're having him follow you doesn't negate that he's still trying to stealth on his own. There are ways, I'm not going to lie, there are ways where if you can come up with a reasonable, I did this to help him get by, then yes.
Okay.
But it'd be more of you'd have to make some kind of distraction
Yeah.
for him to be able to get by. Otherwise, you are both just sneaking.
Do you just piggyback me up there?
I don't think that. Ow! No, I think this might be something you have to do on your own.
Okay.
I believe in you.
You can do it. We got your back from a ways away.
Yeah, I'll be watching.
See you guys soon, hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and sneak up to, I guess,
Go ahead and roll your stealth check.
the furthest cart. 9.
You make your way flying, your cloak billowing in the back as the wind begins to pick up. As you get to the carts yourself, you do hear the clanging of battle coming from inside the guardhouse. Go ahead and roll me a perception check as well.
15.
There is a in the far right corner of your ear, you hear coming from one of the carts in the front this kind of heaving, panicked breath of somebody who is hiding somewhere near the front wheels of that leading cart.
Not the one I'm by, like a cart closer to the cart house. I'm gonna go low, like below the wheels, and try and peek through and see if I see feet or anything.
You actually see there's an individual who is seated, leaning against one of the wheels, and you can just see the chest rising heavily.
Is it an armor chest?
Not heavily armored, but leather armored, yeah.
Okay. Hey buddy, you okay?
There's not a response, but you just still see the rising and falling of the chest.
I'm gonna make my way around the other side of the cart and see if I see anybody near any of the other stuff.
So you're actually going into the side, you're looking into the guardhouse itself?
Yes, I'm assuming, yeah, if I get to the left side of the cart and behind, it would be more...
Yeah. So, yeah,
Right down
the side of the
Broadway.
cart they're on, where he's hiding, it's actually away from the guardhouse entrance itself. Looking on the other side, you see it's very well lit.
Mhm.
There are stacks of crates that are actually crisscrossing, blocking the view from the other side. But on the closest side to you are cots lined up on the left, and there are bodies of various people sitting in them. You see a couple of soldiers that are standing up on some of the crates, arrows in hand, but they look like they're facing away from you.
So they're attacking the guardhouse. Okay. I'm gonna sneak back and relay this information to my group.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I think we need to ask that guy what's going on.
Yeah, but also I'm not like super excited about like helping.
I didn't say anything about helping.
No, I know, but I mean, this would be like an awesome opportunity to just kind of leave the note at the doorstep and go.
Toss
away.
it in. And... I mean, that's true. Are they going to get the note?
I mean, you could nail it to the door. No, birds don't do that. I said it and I knew that wasn't what I wanted to do.
I'm sure a platypus could pull that off.
No, I think leaving it at the doorstep is...
I think that's the... We're not going to stand there and nail it while a battle's going on.
No, well, I mean, they wouldn't hear. But...
Also, they're battling at the door.
Well, yeah, well, just... How close were you to the door?
I was at least 40 feet, I would say.
Okay.
They have crates stacked up facing the door, where it looks like they're sort of attacking from, but I couldn't see who they were attacking because the crates were stacked too high.
Okay.
Oh, that's clever. Their own little barricade.
Mm-hmm. Outside barricade and then I'm assuming
Appreciation for the strategy.
the wall inside barricade.
Okay.
I still think if we could just ask this guy what's going on.
Did he seem, like, alive enough to...
He was just breathing. That was all he was concentrating on.
I mean, aren't we all?
True.
But... Alright, I mean, it seems like
Drop the note
everybody's
off.
pretty distracted, so I'm fine with going up.
Sneaking's a good idea. I like this.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get back up there?
Yeah.
Stealth checks all around.
11.
21.
21.
You seem to move like the wind with some heavy-footed stomps coming from the back. But you made it there, and like I said, there's not a lot of people out in the front, but now you are all at that back cart, and you can see the body of the gentleman just heaving, and then inside the guardhouse, the clanging.
I feel like
Of war.
somebody else should ask him what's going on. I might scare him.
What's wrong?
I'll go up to him and just say, "What's going on? We were just here to bring something. What's happening?"
As you approach and you come in, you see, when I say heaving, it's like hard, like he almost physically can't breathe. Profusely sweating as his hair is completely matted down to the sides of his face. The eyes bloodshot red where you can see the intricate veins just pulling, and there is actually just mucus pulling out of the right nostril, falling down. And as soon as you come up and you start speaking, he grabs onto your shirt and it's like deathly gripping you. And the only words you can hear him repeating over and over again is, "Blow it. Blow it. We gotta blow it."
I look around to see if there's something to blow.
Not.
It's a family show for children!
Sorry. No, but he's holding onto it, and you just see him, and he kind of points over, and he's pointing towards the guardhouse,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can feel the spasm in his arm as he is convulsing.
Okay, I hear what he said. I'm gonna take a second to try to stabilize him.
Okay.
So.
Are you using your healer's kit?
I think I have a healer's kit.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Or no, actually, you gave the healer's kit away because you gave it to Rodon.
I
You never
did.
got it back, so.
Okay.
So, I mean, roll a medicine check at disadvantage.
Yeah. Seven.
You try to massage and kind of like get like pressure points to like, can I get him to calm down, slow his breath? Doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Okay. I'm gonna say, Dakar, we need some help in like a loud whisper.
Stage whisper.
Yes. Dakar, we need some help.
I'll sneak up to Q. What's going on?
Like he's hurting. You make people not hurt. Help him not hurt.
Did he give you any information?
He said I need to blow something because something's happening. I don't know, but I also don't know who he is or what it means.
Which side he's on?
He is wearing Malceron guard.
Okay.
He is definitely Malceron.
Okay.
Oh. I don't know that we should do anything. I don't know that we should do anything he tells us to do.
Well, either way, he looks really bad. I don't want him to, like...
He's still breathing.
Heavily.
Okay.
I can hear it.
Like,
Sir, do I have your permission to put my hands on you?
his eyes are just like staring at you, but there's no... It's hard to get words out.
I'm gonna touch him and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay. The light kind of pours through, and there's that shine that goes across the chest, and then it fades away. And he seems to still be heaving.
Well... Does he have, like, any obvious wounds or anything?
From your medicine check?
We didn't want any trouble. We just we found this letter. I'm already here. All right. We found this letter and we thought it should come here because it had this seal. We didn't know what to do with it, so we just thought we would bring it. But I don't know what to do.
At which point, hands still pointing towards the guardhouse, you see foam start pouring across the mouth, and then the body stops, and the hand just goes down, and the eye is just open and fixated on you with the veins still bloodshot all the way across.
He's poisoned.
I'm gonna try touching him again and casting Spare the Dying.
Is there a roll
dead.
involved?
No.
Oh.
Guys, I don't know what's going on.
He's dead.
I think he's dead.
I'm back at the cart.
What were we supposed to blow?
I don't know. You know what? They're gonna check his body. Just put the letter right in there. Let's go. They're gonna find him.
Okay.
Okay.
Who has the letter?
You do.
Oh yeah. All right. So I'm gonna put it I'm gonna put it in his hand, like he had it, like he received it and was taking it inside. All right. Let's go.
Okay, where are you going?
Back to the Windway, and done with all this.
Okay, so you make your way back, abandoning the guardhouse, and then find yourself back at the cart.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you heading?
Could y'all tell who was attacking the guardhouse?
No.
Okay.
I sort of want to watch this play out.
You really want to be close by?
I mean, not close by, but we can see from where we are.
We can stay and watch. You want to stay and watch?
I sort of want to stay and watch.
Okay. All right. Let's stay and watch.
Let's stay and watch, see what happens.
Okay. I'm going to hide while I watch.
Where are y'all watching from?
From the pillars, right?
Are we still next to a pillar where the cart is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So y'all went back to the cart. You're going to wait from there and watch
Yeah.
the distance? Okay. 30 minutes go by. You still don't see any activity.
tell from here?
I don't know.
45 minutes go by. I need everybody to do... Actually, well, no, you're actively looking for stuff, so everybody make a perception check.
16.
21.
7.
As the two of you stare off and are just fixated on the guardhouse itself, every now and then, Kenlnys, you see in the brazier itself the kind of shadows offset, and then it'll disappear as something falls. And Q, you're not quite sure, but there's that sound again. That familiar sound of odd grunting. And not like you're in pain, but there's some bestial sound coming from up above.
Like that was on top of the windway?
It's definitely coming from up above on the windway.
Can you call one of those, any kind of flying thing? So we can, I hear that grunting noise again. I want to know what it is and if it's connected to this battle.
Oh.
Good idea. Call something.
Okay.
That flies.
I'll click the button on my staff for a...
I like how this became a mechanical staff. Yeah.
That has a little notch on it.
Pop it.
Twist it. Woo-hoo.
Hoo-hoo. Yeah, I'll do a finch again.
Alright, roll your animal handling.
13.
13?
Uh-huh.
There are not a lot of finches. There are not a lot of daytime birds out as nighttime begins to come around. However, you do hear that noise growing audibly, and then all of a sudden, falling from above, this giant mass lands right on the ground in front of you. Lets off one kind of guttural growl, and then just goes limp. The exact same guard as all those littered bodies across the way. However, this one a lot fresher looking.
What is it? I want to look at it. What is
That's exactly what I just said it was. All those bodies that you found scattered throughout the hills that you were checking on. It's the exact same kind of garb, exact same kind of layout. It's just the body's not as deteriorated.
But it's on a hulking mass of a body, or it's a regular sized body?
Looks elven.
I'm gonna pull
Oh.
my battle axe out just to hold on to it. No, and I want to go check this body out.
It's right there in front of you. It has literally landed right in front of you.
I'm gonna look and see for any sort of wound or injury besides impact.
You kind of roll it over, and of course there is the huge impact that's on the chest. However, it is sliced up. Some very, very fine. Obviously, these are like swords, blades that were chopped it up, and some that are a little bit more bestial, as if its flesh was ripped into.
Do you think that's what they're fighting? At the guardhouse? The thing...
Whatever this.
I don't know if they're fighting like these or those. Or both.
I don't know.
Do we want to find out? If we stay, we're going to find out. So was that a hard no on the bird?
No one's come yet.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
You want to call like an owl?
I can try.
Okay.
That's who you called before, right? To check out the grunting?
You never called at night.
Yeah.
Oh.
He called once at night and didn't get anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll try another bird call for an owl.
Okay. One more roll.
7.
Almost seems like whatever is out and about is scaring off a lot of the wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
Lieutenant Dan, there just ain't no birds.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Well,
Like it or not, what are you doing?
If we stay, we're going to find out what this is. Do we want to stay or are we going?
Let's just keep on our way. We delivered the letter.
Yeah, that was,
Let's
you know
keep
what?
going.
A check off the to-do list, you know? Alright. So, just gonna go back down the street away from all this.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Alright, we do that.
Quietly.
Yeah.
So y'all hop in the car and you begin traveling where?
Oh, I guess we haven't
Away
gone
from
that far.
the
Yeah, so we'll talk about it on the way. But
What?
right now, we're just going away from this.
West, if there's a road going west. If not, it would be south.
Well, we still have all of these rocks. And we say we're going to take those to the
To the
Zaget.
Zaget.
That's what I said, yeah.
We can
Let's
do
go
that.
west.
We either have to go west or south and then west to get to the Zagat.
So y'all begin heading west towards the Zaget,
Mm-hmm.
traveling through the night.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, that's where we're going to take our break. So, was it a smart move for them to actually abandon the guardhouse? Is there something that's attacking and in need of defense up on the actual one-way itself? Who are these mysterious bodies that are being strewn across the lands? And is the Zaget a smarter choice? We'll find out, so stay tuned with us and we'll resume in a few minutes.
Whew.
Be right back. We're back.
We're back!
Woo!
We are back! And thank you very much for staying with us throughout that break. So, you have decided in abandoning the guardhouse and traveling west towards the Zaget. It is reaching very, very late into the night. Are you considering pressing onward throughout the day, or are you going to stop and take rest?
We should probably
I
stop.
feel like we should rest. Here's the other thing. We are coming at the Zaget maybe from not the best direction in our interests. My interests.
Oh.
Our interests.
Yes, your interests would be our.
Yeah. So we may wanna go south a little ways and go around. But definitely should make camp.
What's wrong with the way that we're going?
Well, it's not that there's anything wrong. We just have different types of dragonborn.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I've learned a lot of things since I left. But not everybody's a big fan of everybody else, and we're kind of going into the territory of dragonborn that may not be a huge fan of me because of what color I am. To be fair, I mean, it could go the opposite direction too, but less so because I've learned a lot.
Oh. Well. Okay. Well, I mean, it's your home, so
let's camp. Let's make camp.
yeah.
So you make your camp out in one of the dunes. You're still fairly close to the guardhouse, unless you're going to push on further into the night and camp down early morning.
So is there anything else that we need to know about?
So the Dragonborn are kind of split into two camps. There's the Metallics like me.
Metallic, like, so how many kinds of... I don't know anything
You.
about it, so...
Well, y'all taught me about culture, now I can teach you about my culture.
like on my belly around a
Experience
campfire
with your legs.
with my legs are kicking.
Yeah, so there are two types. They're the Metallics like me. 'Cause I'm brass and they're other.
Like metal.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're the chromatics, which are more colorful. And like hundreds and hundreds of years ago is when the divide kind of happened in terms of people, well, dragonborns, some feeling like they were better than others based on our beginnings. And we've kind of just warred against all of us. just like each other. And then after we warred against each other, the chromatic leader tried to assassinate our metallic leader. So we kind of put them all in one place. And the metallic are kind of overruling the chromatic.
Oh.
Yeah, having ventured outside of the Zagat, I would say not everything is totally fair.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it. What? Okay, so there was a war between the chromatics and the metallics. But y'all still live. Everybody still lives in the same place.
Well, the metallics have a little more room, and the chromatics are all in one area.
Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't seem very fair for the chromatics. I mean, I know you're a metallic.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
Having been somewhere else where I see species treating other species not as nicely, kind of opens my eyes to, oh crap, we do the same thing.
Yeah, life is
that like age-old prejudice thing.
Yeah.
Rampant in the Zagat.
So is that why you left, to learn how to like bring your people together?
No. Oh, no. No, that's a little embarrassing. So I got sent away to see if we could find a place to move the chromatics to.
Oh.
To lessen tensions or to give them more space?
To give us more space. Yeah. It's not a pretty story.
That's none of my business.
But a good night. Gotta hit the dusty trail.
So when you go back, who are you reporting to?
Well, so here's the other problem.
Oh, there's more.
Let's go back to the guardhouse.
So we have a leader of the Zagat, Dachshund. Obviously he's a metallic. Then my mom's a general. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But there's not a ton of us brass dragonborn. So instead of going off to be a knight, like I should have, she let me go and learn in the antiquary with Rokum, and he's the one. Oh, y'all weren't there for that. Side story in a moment.
Okay.
Rokum is the one who sent me out.
Okay. And Rokum is...
He's the one who is the keeper of the antiquary.
I don't know. I'm afraid to ask.
What's an antiquary?
It's like a big place of learning and a library and...
A school.
It's a library.
Yeah, and where all the histories are kept and lots of good stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, well, he also is a little bit of a, I don't know how to describe it, but, so he feels like there's maybe more to our history than just, we were created, and then the Undying Fury was jealous, and made some metallics chromatics, and now we're gonna fight. He feels like there's maybe more to that. Which I could see, because remember when I was down there, captured?
When you left us at night?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
That time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one time.
That was just healing, and you had to bring it up.
Sword wound.
Okay, well, eventually I got released. But I couldn't see anything. Like, I had this hood over my head, and I couldn't see where I was going, but I was able to, like, get out and not really explore. But, like, I couldn't see anything, so I just kind of sat and waited for a while. And then a Dragonborn started talking to me. Like, was there. Like, somebody was there. I could tell somebody else. I felt like somebody was watching.
Like, actually there?
Yeah.
Or, like, just...
No, not in my head.
Okay.
Like, there. And it turned out to be a chromatic dragonborn. I didn't see all of her, just her tail, which is a whole nother thing. Some of the dragonborns are a little more dragon-like than others. So some of us have more features of like an actual dragon, like a tail and stuff like that, and some don't. So
They dock their tails?
no, they just, some are born with tails and some aren't.
Huh.
What about wings?
Well, that too. Like some have wings, some
Do
don't.
you have
I
wings?
don't have wings, I just have a tail.
Oh, okay.
But here, like, that's the other thing is those of us that have more of the features, more like a dragon, an actual dragon, are a little more revered than those that don't. And so was a surprise to see a chromatic with some of those features.
Oh.
Since we think less of them, which I am seeing is wrong now. Through my travels. Point of the mini stories.
Good night.
There's
I'll let you think on that.
there are so many, like the red string in my mind is just going everywhere.
It's getting tangled.
So wings, huh?
So point of the story, we probably shouldn't just press on west because we're gonna go through where the chromatics live. Since I'm not a chromatic, I feel like that could be troublesome.
Okay.
How would chromatics feel about elves?
So y'all are just outsiders, period.
Basically, you trash.
So is there anything that we need to know going in, like things to not do, not say?
So we don't have money, remember that?
I do remember that.
Mhm.
Okay. So no money.
Just follow my lead, stay with me. Probably a good idea for us to not get separated.
Okay.
I'll do my
On
best.
the off chance that we do get separated, who's a safe person to ask for?
Asira,
Okay.
that's my mom.
Okay.
Rokum's a good person to ask for.
Okay.
I would ask for Asira first.
Okay. All right.
Is she brass as well?
She is brass as well.
I feel like we're going to a whole nother world.
Imagine how I felt by myself.
Yeah. I don't know. How long were you gone from the Zaget before you were with us?
Not very long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A few days. Like y'all were pretty early on in my travels.
All right. Well.
Yeah, so that would also, I just kind of left. Like Rokum just, so kind of without permission.
Oh, you.
Rokum sent you without permission, or you left without permission?
Rokum sent me without permission, and I left without permission. Dead of night sort of situation.
Okay. Well.
But great that we have these rocks.
Okay.
That's all I got right now.
Okay. Well. I am equal parts excited and terrified.
Me too.
Well, you can't be terrified.
I might be in a little bit of trouble when I get back.
Okay. How much should we protect you?
That's funny. Well, not as funny from you. No offense.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You feel all the time.
If you go down, I'll just let you stay down next time.
I'm just really stressed right now.
Okay. Well, let's try our best to get some sleep.
We'll just stick together and I'll holler if I need some help.
Okay.
Yeah, best downplay all of your abilities.
Okay.
Let it be a surprise.
But taking the rocks
What
back is a
abilities?
good thing.
Well, I feel like taking the rocks back is
A peace offering?
sort of a peace offering and maybe a little bit of a distraction of, like, hey, I left, but look what I found.
So how long has it been since you left?
Like 2 weeks?
Okay.
About.
That's not that bad.
Is this again not big enough that you could have just been on the other side of town?
No.
I mean, maybe you had like a chromatic boyfriend or something. Or girlfriend.
No, I don't
Or
think
just
that'd be
dragon
good.
friend.
I don't think that'd be
I don't
good. I don't think that'd be good.
Still bad.
Yeah.
They're not
Worse.
as open-minded
Yes, that's true.
as I've learned to become.
All right. Well,
Should we like bow?
curtsy.
No.
Salute.
No, just no. Just stand.
Hand over the heart.
No.
Okay.
It's Kenlnys, bitch.
Please stand for the national anthem. Okay, I think we got it. I think we can do this.
It's gonna be a little bit playing by ear because
Mhm.
I've never left before, so
Yeah.
I've never come back before.
I'm glad you're confident. I'm
I'm
just gonna
not.
try not to say anything.
I'm pretending. All right.
I think that's all.
So you spend the rest of the night camped down, ready to go. Another day arrives, and you load up and begin heading a little bit south as you head on the lower ends of the range. As you get closer to the Zaget, you start noticing that the foliage disappears pretty completely, and the structure of the mountains is pretty much solid stone, which gives the understanding of why these dragon-like creatures survive here, because they can withstand these harsh elements. The wind howls and blows across the rising and falling crags of this region, and it's just hard enough to hear yourself sometimes. You begin to make yourself travel through and up the winding paths that go towards the homeland of the metallic side of the Zaget. As you begin getting closer and closer, there are these stone pillars that have been set as markers along the roadway of this large, expansive dragon-like creature being mounted by a fully armored, heavily armored individual holding one extremely long broadsword up in the air with only one hand, as if his might was just so massive that he could wield these weapons as if they were nothing. This, you would know, is the visage that y'all hold of the Dreadnought Prince. As you begin to move further and further, there is a blockade at the front gate where you see two familiar members of your clan. These are, you would see, Wintobu and Jazul, as they both await, and you see them arms crossed, wearing the Zaget Knight uniform, as it kind of drapes the fabric across the chest, and there's the chain scale that falls. It's more symbolic than actual armor, because they have that natural hide that they use.
Greetings, friends.
Greetings, friends.
Salutations. Oh.
Oh, not yet. All right.
Just don't-
Q, what? You're embarrassing us.
Jazul just kind of looks at you and he just shakes his head a little bit, knowingly. And when Tobu, the bronze dragonborn, steps forward, by order of Doxin, we're to take you in on sight.
That's how much trouble I'm in.
Jazul once again just kind of lowers his head, and you can see that he doesn't want to acknowledge what's going on. When Tobu comes, gives you kind of his hand to get you off the cart. You step down. We need your weapons.
I just got this battle axe.
Jazul steps forward and he's like, Kenlnys, this is bad. Just give us your weapons.
Okay. My friend needs a staff to walk with, though.
Everything else comes with us.
Go ahead and give it to him.
And give my rapier.
I give him my battle axe and my short sword.
Okay. And they begin to escort you as you are left. The cart stays outside of the gate. And as you begin walking up, you notice that from the aerial view of the Zaget, the mountains actually reach a point where they plateau, and there are these, it almost looks like pores in the earth, capped off large areas where it has been dug into the ground, and there are these underside domiciles where you can hear the activity of different Dragonborn who have burrowed and dug into the Zaget itself to build areas where communal living can occur. You travel through multitudes of these different areas and finally make it to the very top, where there is a grand stone building with the shape of a skull of a dragon that actually holds itself, mouth open and agape. And there are two grand staircases of stone that wrap around, mimicking the look of wings that are kind of folded in. And as you go to that top, there is a large standing stone, it's almost archway-like. Think like the Sydney Opera House arches on top of each other that opens up, and this is the Scaled Palace.
Before we go in, I'm gonna kind of off to the side tell Jezul, there are those crates in the cart we were in. There's retinol rocks in there. And they're not, we didn't get them from here. We got them from south of the wall. So somebody's trading.
He kind of nods to you, but there's a sense of unexpectancy of what you said, and then you can see his eyes flicker and look over towards Wintobu, and then quickly look away.
Just in case something happens.
As you make your way up and the palace doors open, it is extremely dull compared to what most palaces would give the idea of majesty. There's sternness and totalitarian kind of lifestyle here. It is bleak, gray, dark, and just sterile all the way throughout. Sitting on a large throne shaped as if a dragon was curling around a nest is one older dragonborn gentleman wearing this deep blackish burgundy kind of hinted cape as he kind of sits, gold dragon scales. This is Doxin, the leader of the Metallics. On both sides of him are two female dragonborns, one a copper color who has long flowing green robes that kind of fall to the floor, but she has a presence to herself that's very elevated and lifted and regal. You would almost imagine that she was the leader just by personality and sight. This is Valasa. On the other side, there is make sure I get this right. This is a bronze dragonborn, also trueborn with the tail. These are all trueborn dragons. She has a single eye patch covering her left eye, and there are claw marks ripped across the face. This is Yawin, the other general. However, on the lower steps, not in the places of honor, you see your mother, Asira, who is actually wearing normal dragon garb, unlike her uniform that you're used to seeing her in. And she turns her head quickly and sees you come in, and there's an essence of she wants to run to you, but she holds herself because your mother has always been one to know procedure and to follow rules.
I nodded her.
She kind of turns her head away from you. You're led up to the front. The large doors close as the two of you are set a little bit further behind, and Doxin slowly stands, Valasa helping him up, and kind of walks forward down the steps to you. How dare you? What do you have to say for yourself?
I've found out some information.
There's no information important enough to excuse the atrocities that you have committed.
What atrocities? Can I ask?
Valasa kind of holds, you can see that Doxin's struggling to stand, and she kind of holds him up further and she goes, "Youngling, You've committed treasonous crimes against your people. You will be tried. At which point Doxing kind of waves her off, stands up, takes a deep breath. Kenlnys, Imrish. Youngling. Wormling of the brass scale. You have brought shame and dishonor on your clan, which is already diminishing. How do you plead against the stealing of divine antiquary relics and the murder of Rokum?
Rokum is dead. Not guilty. I don't know what you're talking about.
At which point Yawin stands up. Lies! All the evidence points directly to you. His body was found outside your domicile on the day that you left. Reports have you fleeing to the south.
On his orders.
Velocity kind of stops. Yawin, she has divine right. As Metallic, she has her time to prove her case. But, Emrish, it is dire circumstances that do point towards you as the guilty party. As Metallic, you have Metallic right. 24 hours is all you are given. But these crimes are intense and will require punishment suiting, regardless of your stature. Your mother has already taken a very large punishment.
What evidence has been brought against me?
At which point Doxin kind of waves over, and there's another, this one's actually a chromatic. You see a red dragonborn in very puny garb kind of walk over, and he hands over a pile of papers written in Draconic. You have, these are the points that you have to fight against. The body of Rokum was found on the night that you left, and it was fairly close to your domicile where you live. In the antiquary, there is a book that has gone missing that actually has the complete lineage of Trueborns. It's what they track when they're looking for Zaget Knights. So each clan. You're being charged with stealing that, as you were the person who kept the archives with Rokum, and it looks as if you murdered Rokum and stole the documents and left.
And there's... Why? I don't understand. What would my motive be?
That's not for us to prove. The evidence looks suspicious in your fact. You fled.
Before any of that happened.
That is for you to prove. 24 hours, no more.
What are the other restrictions?
You know divine law. You're not allowed to leave the Zaget.
And my guests, will they stay with me?
Very well. But their actions fall on you as well.
Of course.
If they are caught in any illegal activity, the punishment falls on you. You see him kind of stammer a little bit, stagger, and Velasa holds him again and begins walking him out. She turns to you. I do wish you luck, Imrish.
Thank you.
For your family's sake, if not for your own. Prove that these atrocities are not true. Save your mother any more grief. Do not let this be the last remembrance of the brass.
It won't be.
They kind of walk out. Yalwyn looks at you, scoffs, and then turns and walks with them. As soon as they go out the receding back door and it closes, your mother turns and runs over to you and grabs you and embraces you.
I hug her back.
Please tell me you didn't do this.
Of course I didn't.
Then why did you run?
Rokum told me to.
Why would Rokum tell you to leave?
I don't know. What's happened here?
Since you left? Because you're the one under suspicion. They took away my general position. No one is in charge of the antiquary, so they luckily gave me that responsibility. But we no longer have power in station. In our eyes, we are equivalent to chroma waste. Why didn't you come and tell me? At least let me know you were leaving.
He just sent me.
And you didn't question this? It didn't strike you as odd?
Of course it was odd.
Then why?
He told me to do it.
You know that I have no say in their punishment. If they find you guilty, you will be sent to the pits.
But I'm not.
You have to prove it.
In 24 hours.
Hello?
My apologies.
I like look at Kenlnys like,
Hi, Mrs. Kenlnys.
Asira. This is Kimura. This is Dakar.
hi.
We're friends of your daughter.
We have a lot to catch up
We don't have a lot of time. I can tell you what I know, but honestly, even my digging around, there's not a lot that I can pull together. This seems out of place, but the very limited evidence we have does point towards you.
I don't have the book. That night, for weeks beforehand, Rogan was poring over it. And he's mentioned that he's not sure that our histories are totally accurate. That what we are, the metallics and the chromatics, there's more to it than just what's always been said, and I don't know what it is, but he read that book so much. And that night he came in with a bundle of gear and sent me away. He wanted me to look for a place for chromatics.
He didn't give you the book.
No.
Would he have hidden it somewhere? If you could just find it, just returning it, I think would appease Doxson enough to provide some sort of leniency.
It could also lead to the person who's really behind this.
Well, of course, but I don't... Has Rokum's domicile been checked?
It has?
By who?
Well, it comes down to the generals. So, Valasa and Yalwyn would be the only two that have inspected all the crime, any scene of the crime.
But you know Yawin has it out for you in Valasa.
Yes, but never to the point that they would betray metallic law. Valasa cares too much about tradition. She would never fight against it.
Well, I'm not suspecting Valasa.
Yalwyn can be conniving, but how would it benefit her? Her clan has the most trueborns. When Doxing goes, Yalwyn will take position of leadership.
And I think things would change.
Regardless, why would she steal the documents that prove her leadership?
What if they don't prove her leadership? What if that's what Rokum found?
Then once again, we need to find that book.
Is Asira? You mentioned you were like gathering information. What else have you found?
I've only been able to find rumors, as they won't speak about it in front of me. Apparently, there were tracks found in the Scaling West that led them to believe that that's where you fled. There's been mentions of uprisings in the Chromas. You would have to talk to one of the Bronze Zaget Knights. They've been patrolling that area as of late.
Which area?
Close to the Iris. I believe they even have captured some chromatics that were starting to instigate rebellion. But I'm not sure if that has anything to do or if this coincides. Rebellion's been something that permeates the chromatics ever since the Great War.
Could those tracks have been... We left a cart out at the front, and I told Jezul, but we found retinol rocks south of here. East. Not here, and not on the Zaget where they should be.
Retinal rocks only grow in the Iris. That's chromatic territory.
Well, somebody
has it outside.
Someone's transporting it or trading it.
I would recommend you look into this. However, don't waste too much of your time trying to prove conspiracy. You need to be taking care of yourself.
She's right.
I would check Doxon's or Rokum's domicile to see if there's anything that you could possibly see there. The body was found close to yours. It's been way too long for evidence to remain, but there probably are notes. You would have to get them from somebody. But as you have metallic right, you should be able to peruse any documents with evidence that's been found at the scene of the crime. They did go through your domicile, and luckily there was nothing that was mentioned. However, since I've taken over the antiquary, there are some irregularities. On the same day, the antiquary was thoroughly trashed and destroyed, as if someone was searching for something.
After I left.
We can't prove it was after you left. Sweetheart, you were the only one, apart from Rokum, who has access to the antiquary.
Okay.
If you say that Rokum came to you that night, you have to figure out how to make this timeline make sense. It makes no sense for Rokum to destroy the antiquary to search for something that he is the most familiar with.
When did they find his body?
Later that morning, the following day. However, there was witnesses on the guard that swear they saw you leaving.
Do you know any of those guards' names?
Well, you would know exactly who they are.
Who?
I believe you saw them coming in. That's their domain to guard. Jazul and Wentobu. Meanwhile, Linorande and Dejunta were guarding the eastern exits. You might want to speak to Nalakente. She's been overseeing justice within the Iris as they search for the rebellion. You may also wish to check in I believe Juzzle is working right now on the aviary since the fire.
What fire?
Apparently the chromatics decided to take out our aviary to limit us from reaching out to other organizations.
Y'all have an aviary? Oh, sorry. I just had an attic.
And you said Nalakante was at the aviary?
Juzzle
Okay.
is the one who's taking care of it since that was one of Rokum's duties.
Is there anyone that we should not trust with information? Like, I don't know, somebody who might be like out to get Kenlnys, who might have given false information.
I don't understand your meaning by this. Why would we not trust our own people?
I don't know.
The fact I've been framed.
But clearly, nobody of Metallic would oppose another Metallic. If anything, this could be the Chromatics trying to find a way to take down one of our key members in one of our households.
I don't know. I would say they have bigger problems than that. How would that help them?
What about these traders that you found that are stealing retinal rocks? Could they be involved in this? Could they have found a way to assassinate one of our key members and still?
Not the people we found with their rocks. Those were just common brigands.
Nobody's.
But they were dealing with somebody bigger because they seemed more afraid of them than us. Even with Q's enhanced interrogation skills.
But they didn't have much information.
Time is of the essence.
Jizzle's at the aviary.
Most likely. If not, on this southern wall.
I'll start there.
If you need me, I'll be in the antiquary.
Thank you, Michael.
It's a pleasure.
Bye, Kelnlys' mom.
Asira.
And she takes her leave. Alright, you have freedom to move anywhere you want on the Zaget. You have 1 day.
Where's the giant time clock?
Oh,
Don't
I did think about it.
Alright, let's go to the aviary.
Alright, so as you make your way to the aviary is outside of the nesting dens. So going down the stone steps that lead away from the Scaled Palace, you do notice that there is your domicile is fairly high up, as social status is literally shown in the Zaget. The higher you live on the Zaget, the higher status you have. Where you were, because your mom was a general, was one of the first domiciles, right outside of the Scaled Palace steps. Going in there, there is a staircase that leads and kind of wraps around the large zone at the top as you burrow down into the domicile. And then further below, there are multiple kind of cave entrances that lead into where you live. There's no doorways or locks. It is purely open.
Okay.
Because you're Dragonborn society, everything is
open
and shared.
Can we take a quick break?
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back. Okay, there's something wrong with Hovda's.
That's right, we're nice.
Okay. And we're back!
Yeah. Technicals, no. Camera issues, but it's okay.
We'll fix it at post.
Yeah.
Oh wait, this is live.
Fixing it right now. No, that's right. So, you have 24 hours.
You're going to the aviary first.
You're going to the aviary.
Okay.
So, you find yourself on the outskirts of that step as you go down. There is a standing large building that's almost like a small tower, but it has no top. Inside is where you have all of your, they're actually not birds. You go in and you can still smell the residual smoke that's just been left on all the surfaces as this has been set aflame in that 2-week period at some point. And you do see Jazul, who is still cleaning up and trying to break things away, and the whole time he keeps looking up in the air. And where the top of the building used to be, there is a standing beam that seems to be one of the only things that has survived from this fire. And perched on top of it is a rather large lizard-like creature spouting these purplish pink wings that keep flapping and just keeps hissing and howling. This is a pseudo-dragon, which are the creatures that you use to send your messages. If you've ever needed to send something to an outside land, you actually use these beasts. And Jazul just keeps looking at it and says, if you just come down, and it just kind of hisses, and it keeps cleaning.
What happened?
Imrish, please tell me you didn't do this.
Of course I didn't.
I mean,
do
I
it.
know you wouldn't do it. It doesn't make sense, but
I love that it doesn't make sense, but it's still all the evidence points towards me.
it's metallic right. Metallics don't attack other metallics. We don't do things, but we've never had an issue of theft.
I didn't take the book.
I thought everything belonged to everybody.
Yeah.
It did. But if you remove it and you take it off the Zaget, that has never happened before. We don't leave the Zaget.
So maybe it's still here.
That's for you to prove.
Yeah, I know.
I take it you're here to question.
You saw me leaving?
Kind of puts his head down. Yes, I'm the one who reported that I saw you leaving.
I understand.
I would have told them sooner, but honestly, I thought you were just being yourself, and you've always been more adventurous than most of our trueborn. But I saw you take off, and you had your bag. Everything was going. I was on duty and patrolling, and I know you. I know you enough to know you in the dark. That was you traveling.
It was me. I did. I left. Rokum sent me.
You're not mad that I'm the one who turned you in?
No. You were doing your job. Do you have any information? Anything that would be helpful?
I was on duty that night, so I wasn't even in town to be able to give you anything. I just saw you leaving. The next day, we found the body. It was rather destroyed, and honestly, I don't know how it even happened. There weren't any real wounds.
But you could tell it was Rokum?
Oh, it's clearly Rokum. I mean, the body itself wasn't really destroyed. You'd have to see it.
Where is it?
Can we?
I believe so.
Where is it?
I believe his body is still at the palace.
Okay.
Before we go, I'm going to say that while you guys were having that conversation, I'm kind of like going through the perimeter to see if I notice any...
Investigation check.
Yeah. Like any areas where it looks like the fire started or how the fire started.
When did this happen?
18.
18? Okay, what you notice, it definitely started interior. It was lit from the inside. It caught fast. It got really hot.
Mm-hmm.
All of where the cages were and what he's cleaning up, there are still carcasses of these pseudo-dragons that were stuck.
Okay.
As you're kind of maneuvering around, he's watching you and sorry, what?
It's fine. Don't worry about her. When did this happen?
This caught fire the morning of when we found the body. We put it out. I mean, sadly, all the pseudo-dragons were destroyed. Well, yeah, that little asshole won't come down. He's our only one. I'm not good with these things. This isn't what I'm supposed to do. I'm a fighter. Why?
Can I get him down?
My friend's good with animals.
You can do whatever you want to try. If you get him down, it would be much help, but that's not what you should be worrying about.
You haven't heard anything. You don't have anything that can help me.
I told you, I talk to the others. Just know you're probably going to have trouble with Nalakente.
Why is that?
Even though she knows that Metallic should stand together, Nalakente and Worship had a very open rivalry. She still holds that you're worthless because you gave up the knighthood.
It's not so well. It's fine. And she's overseeing the Iris.
She is.
Okay. If you hear anything, you'll let me know.
If I hear anything within the next 24 hours.
Cold-blooded.
Any luck?
With?
The pseudo dragon?
If I could have a moment alone with him, it'll help me concentrate better. If that's
stand
okay.
over here quietly.
Some privacy.
There you go, sit on the steps outside of the...
Well, I didn't want to use the spell in front of him.
Okay.
Yes, I'll cast a speak with animal and try and coax this little guy down.
What are you gonna say?
Hey, buddy, you hungry?
See him kind of look over there and... There's no language. But just like you had with the unicorn, there's this odd sense of telepathic connection.
32.
Yeah. He is starving. This creature has not eaten pretty much in these 2 weeks. It's what little. It's very shriveled up.
Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna pop my head at the door. Hey, Kenlnys, what do they eat?
Get him some food, just whoop.
They're carnivorous. Goes and he kind of pulls out, and the outside they have crates where they've been trying to feed. And he's like, I've been trying. It doesn't want to come down to get anything.
You might be tempting in and of yourself with that. Be careful.
I'll be careful.
Do you think you can see if he saw anything?
Yeah.
I gotta get him down first. He's starving. He needs food.
Don't let you be the food.
Well, I'm fingers crossed. Hopefully I can still do that when I get through talking to him.
So you're going to coax him down with the food?
Yeah.
Go ahead and do an animal handling. Mr. Animal Master.
20. Not that, though.
Still, removing everybody else, and there's this sense of kind of curiosity as this creature who's typically only seen Dragonborn, because they don't send them off very much, is just fixated on you. And then it kind of scurries a little bit around the pole, comes down halfway, and then comes back up and looks at you, hisses. But you take your time, you sit down, you lower your stance, you don't make eye contact with it, you just kind of hold out the strip of raw meat. And eventually it comes down, it gets on the floor, and it kind of scampers over to you, very salamander-like. Kind of looks, and then snags the meat, curls up, turns away from you, and you can hear it just kind of munching, but it's facing away from you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
You got all your meat.
Yeah. You doing better now, buddy? You need some more?
Kind of looks at you, and it's very, very content, very happy. And then you see it kind of look down, and it's gesturing at its leg, and it has a strip of parchment that has been attached to its leg.
Can I have that?
Kind of looks over and doesn't move. You reach in, you pull it off, and then you get this rush of telepathic comfort, like that thing's been bothering him, that it's been on him. And then he scurries back over up to the top. Opening that up, it is actually a letter. It is not in English, it is in Draconic.
I'm gonna roll it back up. Pop it in my vest real quick. Hey, buddy, do you need some more food?
Seems pretty good.
No. Do you know what happened here?
There's flashes. It wasn't here when it happened. It came back, and it was burned.
If you want some more food, just let me know. Come find me. I can get you some more food. Sound good? All right. I'm gonna peek back out the door. Kenlnys, Q, get in here.
Okay.
How far away are we from
Juzzle's
Juzzle?
with you.
Okay.
Y'all went out with Juzzle, so he's standing there right beside y'all.
Okay.
So
What?
he came back in. Well, like if they
You
come in.
went out to get them.
That's what I'm saying. Hey guys, come here.
So we'll go in. There's no door though.
Juzzle's
Oh.
gonna come with you. There's no way Juzzle's not going to just. You're in his area, his domain.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Juzzle is there. If you're gonna say something, Juzzle
Okay.
is gonna hear it.
He's doing better now. He's fed.
He looks better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you find anything out?
Yeah, he wasn't here when it happened.
Okay.
I can still count to 10 without taking my shoes off.
Juzzle just kind of shakes his head. He's like, I have been trying for 2 weeks to get him to come down. What'd you do?
I just have a way with animals, especially winged ones. I had a nice little aviary of my own at home in the attic. It's maybe nicer than this now, but
Well, maybe he'll come down at least. We've got to get him back and retrained. He's the only. I mean, it's rare that we have to send out anything to the outsiders, but this is the only one we have. One location is
Where was he if he wasn't here?
this one. I don't know. You'd have to look at the tag.
where they have a tag at.
Well, they have a collar.
Oh.
It's tagged. It's symbolic. It'll show you where their destination point is. They travel between those 2 points. Why do you think that they just go wherever you tell them to go?
I don't know. I don't know how birds work.
I don't know, maybe I just get lucky with mine. Or maybe they don't go where I think
He's lucky
they're
though.
going.
He must have escaped and was traveling around because he didn't get caught in the fire with the rest of them.
Yeah, that's too bad for the rest of them.
Yeah. Well, give me a sec. I'll see if I can coax him down. But Kenlnys, you should probably stay with me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I can read the tag.
Okay.
I'm guessing I might not be able to.
He comes down, right there in front of everybody.
Oh. Here he is.
It takes you a while to coax him down, but he's getting comfortable with you.
Okay.
But keep in mind, I know what you're trying to say. You want to be able to see this in a spot where you're by yourself. You're gonna have to actually explain how you're gonna get Jazzle away if you don't want Jazzle to see.
Well,
He's
I'm
not
asking-
just disappearing because you don't want.
Well, no, I'm asking for like him and Q to give me space, but having Kenlnys stay behind so she can read it for me. The tag.
Okay. Well, then I need to know if you're doing it.
Okay. Then
Would-
yeah,
could
if
you
that's what
adjust-
you said, yeah.
Okay.
Could you and Jazul step outside and Kenlnys just look less menacing?
Roll me a persuasion check.
14.
Okay, and he steps and they stand in the doorway. You kind of watch.
And I'm gonna actually position myself so that Juzzle's looking away while I ask him. Just ask him like what he was doing that day. Like just very basic questions that he's already answered, but just to
Okay.
distract him.
He comes down. You see the creature. The tag itself, it is written in Draconic, but it's called Kesh.
Okay.
What's that say?
Color catch.
Oh. He also had this note on him, and I slyly handed it to Kenlnys. I couldn't read it. I don't know if.
It's draconic.
Well, I assumed it was that or
Good call.
pseudo dragon, but I don't know how much you trust Jazul. But-
You know, everybody's getting a little less trust these days.
So you're gonna look at the note.
I'm gonna look at the note.
Right. The note, it has no signage on it, no name, but it does just read in Draconic, "Join me in the Kesh immediately."
I'm I'm gonna not pocket it, but like I'm gonna put it in your sack.
Okay.
Your haversack. All right, y'all. Let's Jezul, thank you. We're gonna,
Yes, thank you, Jezul. I think we have everything that we need.
let's head to my domicile, and then we can go investigate Rokum's body
Okay.
and any notes that might have been found.
Alright, so you're heading to the nesting dens, to your domicile, which is right there, so you just go down the steps, as Jezul kind of watches you travel down. There's quite a few, you're not overpopulated. There are plenty of brass dragonborn. When it comes down to true dragons, which is the true power of which clan is the strongest, yours has the least. It's just you and your mother. So you go through, and there's a lot of brass dragons who kind of look around and see you, and you make it to your domicile. It's very crude, not a lot of stuff in there, and it's not about being flashy. It's you in a cave.
It's a nice cave.
Thank you. I want to look around and see if there's anything out of place.
There's nothing really to be in place, but go ahead and do an investigation check.
Well,
Nope. Just it's that cave.
yeah.
This is where you go and you sleep. This is where you go whenever you're tired and need shelter from the heat of the day. But most of the time, you were in the antiquary or you were walking around the Zaget.
What about
It's utilitarian. It's all about function. not-
neighbors, the people who live around you? Like,
We could ask them.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure people have already asked them, but
But did the right people ask them?
I don't know. I don't trust this Jazul guy, like, at
Me
all.
either. When we got here, like, he seemed guilty by you coming back. How he acted compared to the other guy. At least that's a feeling I got.
Yeah, and somehow I think they know about the rocks. They know something about those rocks. I saw their faces when you
We
said
walked in.
yeah. I don't know. Just something's going on with him and Wintobu. But
Thanks for keeping an eye out.
I mean,
Keep keeping an eye out.
yes. So Rokum was also in charge of the aviary. So whoever sent that, a pseudo dragon.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is, a pseudo dragon. So
That
whoever
was so
sent
cool.
that was pretty cool.
We're still in my domicile, right?
Yeah. So whoever sent that back was telling Rokum to go to Kalakesh. Do you know of anybody who would be calling him from Kalakesh?
No.
No other.
Well, what was the dragonborn you saw there?
Renata. Good call.
Okay.
But he had already sent me by the time that would have gotten here.
What if she was trying to tell him that you were there?
I guess it could have been that quickly.
I mean, that would kind of explain why that dragon wasn't.
But he would have had to send it first.
I don't know.
Or someone else would have had to send it.
True. Well,
I mean, it would be great if we knew if Renata and Rokum were communicating, but I don't think we're going to figure that out in 24 hours.
I don't think so either.
I think that let's check on neighbors. That's a good idea while we're
Okay.
here, and then we can head to the
Alright.
palace for his body.
I mean, efficiency-wise, I think it would be great if we could split up, but I don't think anybody will talk to us.
Yeah, I think you should probably just stay with me.
Okay.
But I feel like you have a better eye right now for what's suspicious and what's not.
Okay.
Alright, so you're investigating locals around here?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, since you brought it up, investigation check.
Ooh. 19.
There, while everybody's kind of watching y'all, it's very clear that these two non-Dragonborn people have come into their domicile. Most of them are fixed on you. And there's this air of disappointment. Like you've doomed them all to being nothing.
They're all brass, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
these are all brass. However, there are quite a few that are kind of still watching you as they are in the neighboring adjacent caves.
There are different kinds.
These are all brass.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's all
You were in the brass domicile.
Okay, I gotcha. The caves in the cave we're in. Yeah, okay.
It's like a giant pit,
I know.
and then there are caves at the bottom.
Okay.
Okay, so I say we go to the nearest one and start there.
Okay.
Yeah, you approach, and it's gentleman figure. This is your neighbor, Rialan.
Greetings, Riolan. Did you see anything?
I take it you mean the night that you left?
The night that I left.
Most of us were asleep. It was very late. I did hear noise.
Where was Rokum found?
Kind of looks over at the steps. Midway up where the steps are, heading towards the top, is where he points out. We found him the next morning.
What direction was he facing?
What do you mean facing? He was laying down on his back. I guess it, like if he was coming down the steps. First, I thought he was drunk, but this is Rokum we're talking about. Rokum doesn't drink.
Wait. So it sounds like he wasn't attacked outside of your domicile. Like maybe he was hurt and was maybe trying to get to your domicile and didn't make it. Who found him?
That would actually be me.
Okay. So, and you heard a noise at night and you didn't check until the next morning?
Well, we hear noises all the time.
Okay.
This is how we live. I did wake up and briefly saw Rokum go into your cave.
He went into my cave.
Yes, and then there was whisperings and murmurings, but I didn't think anything of it.
That's when he sent me away.
I only saw one person leave.
Okay.
Do you know what kind of wounds he had? Like what actually killed him?
When I approached the body, it looked like he just stopped living. There was a couple of strange markings across the lower part of his neck.
What did they look like?
Honestly, I don't know. They were just like webbing. It was very, very strange.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I need to get back to my family, but feel free if you need to look around. You know everything on the Zaget.
His evidence. Thank you for your help.
Of course.
I didn't do it.
We want to believe that. Not just for our sake, but Kenlnys, we know you. This is not...
It's not me.
Good luck.
Thank you. Okay, so if that was next to the stairs, right? Would there be another one at the top of the stairs? Another room?
Their domiciles all over this are all at the bottom.
Okay.
Oh, it's like one staircase coming down. Okay.
It spirals down,
Okay.
and then when you reach the bottom, there's
Everything.
caves all around.
Kenlnys
Did we go down to him?
Yes.
We went down to him.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you doing the next one down?
Would this book by any chance be magical? Magical.
No, it's
Stage whisper.
no, it's just it's a tome of our histories and our lineages. I don't think there's anything magical about it.
Okay.
What's magical about it is it probably has information that someone doesn't want exposed. And Rokum found out.
Well, one good thing, and I know I don't know like everything about you, but I don't think you have the power to web someone's neck.
Not that I know of.
So that's one piece of like anti-evidence that we have.
Well, I was gonna ask, do y'all have a lot of spiders around here? I'm assuming it's a large spider if it's causing marks on. Well, that was gonna be my next question. Didn't we run into that group that like worships some kind of spider queen? Would they have anything to do with the Zaget?
I was gonna say that was a long time ago. That was like a week ago.
That was like 24 hours now.
The Spindle Queen, all about the treachery.
Which is what I think this is, but also obviously they're dealing with who's ever selling the rocks is dealing with somebody outside.
Right. The Venom Society.
It could be that group possibly.
Oh, so now we're
And
thinking
then that
about
group's
webbed,
selling-
not webbed.
That's where my mind went. I'm trying to think outside the box.
No, that's a good connection because we did run into.
And where was that again? Those were the ones in the jail?
I don't think we ever ran into them, but wasn't it the chest in the jungle? Didn't they have the mark? Like the boots had the mark? I thought that's what it was.
Oh,
You're right.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's on the patch.
Okay.
On the patch, okay.
Notes.
Well, you know what will really clear this up is if we actually see the body.
Yeah.
So.
But where is the
body?
So I guess y'all don't have funerals in a timely manner around here?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh. Yeah, she didn't talk about it. All right, so
To the palace to see the body.
So we're heading back to the palace?
yeah.
Okay, so you make your way up, traveling back into the palace. You would notice that when their people are killed or they die, you actually head where the mouth was. It heads down into the undercroft, and that's where they keep the bodies. So as you make your way down there, you see Yawin actually standing at the door.
Yawin.
She sees you and she kind of pushes her hair right out of that eye patch area. I guess you came finally to see the body?
I came to see the body, yes.
Just for show.
No, not just for show.
Well, you already know what you did. But by metallic right, I can't refuse you.
So move.
Oh, I'll be escorting you.
Then move to escort me.
Don't think that I will not relinquish your head from your shoulders. Just because you are trying to prove your innocence, which is impossible.
Why would it be impossible?
Because we know you did it.
Who's we? Are you gonna escort me or not?
She kind of pushes the door open, slams it to the side. I'll be watching you.
Good.
I'll be watching all of you.
We'll be watching you. We.
Keep your good eye on us.
We'll be watching you. Do you remember? Do you remember what we talked about?
You see it. You pull in, and it is drastically colder being under, because this is not exposed to the elements at all. Very, very stagnant. It smells very bad in here. However, there are multiple stone beds that are kind of placed throughout, and on one of them, with some torchlight around it, is the stripped body of Roken.
Where are all of his belongings? What was on his person?
That would probably be in his domicile with his family.
So any sort of clue or anything like that pointing to my innocence or my guilt has been removed.
It's not my job to prove you innocent.
I said innocence or guilt.
Tick-tock. She kind of leans against one of the walls and stares everybody down.
I can just go straight to the body.
One to keep an eye on. Seems suspicious.
I look straight for the neck.
Right.
Right, so you're going. So when you approach the body, there are actually, you know what? Make me a medicine check. We'll see how much y'all get. Whoever's gonna do it.
Well, and can I look, because I know you can look at the webbing, but can I look at his body just because
You're a dragonborn and you know what to look for. You know what will look.
I'll say this can be an assisted roll.
Well,
so
and
you
I
can either,
know him, so I know.
You can either both
both
roll,
families.
or one of you can roll at advantage.
Both roll.
Okay.
Or one of us at advantage.
Yeah.
So one of us would roll twice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Both roll.
This is a medicine
Okay.
check.
Yeah.
1-1.
21.
10.
All you can see when you look right at the neck, from the lower jowls as the kind of forward part of the dragon skull sticks out, there are these bluish black lines that the reason he says webbed is because they crisscross and they radiate out from where the heart is up. However, Miss Dragonborn, PhD, MD, Dragonborn MD.
Dr. Kenlnys, medicine woman.
That is the best.
Next week.
Yeah, next week. On the board. On the
You said
board.
21?
Yeah.
Okay, brace yourself. All right.
Okay.
Looking over, you see those, and you've pieced together from what Rialan told you about. He just looked like he just decided to die.
Mm-hmm.
There are no puncture wounds or stab marks, or there's no signs of a fight or a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
It does look like a natural death.
Besides the webbing.
You also notice that there is a sense of discoloration where it looks like there's internal damage to where the heart would be. There's also where his right knee is, there is some bruising around his right knee and some slight scraping on the scales, as if he hit something very hard impact and it scuffed his scales around the knee. There are, in closer inspection, tiny, very needle-like puncture wounds and marks across the chest and up through the neck, kind of following the route of the webbing, but they're so small it'd be really hard for people just to see them. They would look very natural, but definitely not something that a blade went through. We're talking like very minuscule marks. There are slight, the marks themselves do kind of travel the arm, but not very far down the arms, and they begin to lighten in color as if they weren't as intense as they reach the limbs, the exterior parts of the limbs. And you said a 21?
Yeah,
Oh,
19
gosh.
plus 2.
So I leveled all these things, like whatever you get, I'll tell you this information. Yeah.
She's doing full on. She's doing full on necropsy
No.
right now.
You are struck with a familiar sight as you loved to sit on the embankments far out of when the wind would pick up heavily and the storms would come in, and you would watch the lightning crack and strike. And there's something about the way that the electricity traveled through the sky that matches the way that these webs begin to twist and stream across the body. And you even remember visibly seeing one bolt of lightning strike and hit the rock at a point where it actually spread in multiple patterns. You were so lucky you got a 21 on that, because that... There you go.
This is helpful.
I know, you see those lines? I found that.
The webbing.
He has a tail.
He does not have a tail.
He does not have a tail. What is that then?
Remember how we talked about
The bird. The bird.
What?
It's a male.
Yeah, Rokum is not a trueborn. He is a copper dragon.
Remember when we talked about how some dragonborn are more like dragons in appearance?
Yes, yes.
Not Rokum. But he's got some other interesting aspects to his appearance. I think we should go check out his domicile.
Okay.
I think that's a good next step.
So you're gonna make your way to the bronze?
I am.
Or sorry, the copper, because he's copper.
I mean, that sounds like a good idea. Yawin, thank you so much for your help.
As soon as you walk out, she closes the door, and you see her kind of turn around, and she's perplexed because she doesn't know what you saw, but she clearly knows you saw something, and she closes the door and begins to walk towards the body. You make your way over to the copper domiciles, and as you walk, it's very different. The eyes are on you, but these eyes are very judgmental, and there are quite a lot of Dragonborn in the copper. You make your way over and you find where Rokum's domicile is, because you've been there before. Just as bland and empty as always, but you do see that there are piles of kind of things that were brought together from the antiquary or on his person that were put into...
I want to start going through the paperwork and everything that was found on his person.
Okay. There really wasn't a lot of paperwork found on his person.
But any of those, like...
It was just the clothes that he was wearing and traveling in.
I definitely want to take a look at those clothes.
Okay. I'll say with your medicine check you saw, you're going to see the same from the clothing itself. There are small little holes of burnt fabric where...
Okay.
These are so empty, like there's nothing to even look through.
Here's how we live.
I mean, I get it. It's just
So
I want more.
So,
I feel very fortunate now. Well, back when we had the Puffin Pegasus. But complication's nice.
I'm gonna herd us, like, to the edge of Rokum's domicile furthest away from the entrance.
Okay.
And, like, kind of with my back to the opening, explain what I saw on Rokum's body. And the fact that there are burn holes in his clothing.
Burn like your kind of burn?
No, like electricity.
Oh. Was there a storm the night you left?
Well, what I'm wondering...
So like you can do a lot of stuff with fire. Are there other dragonborns that can do stuff with other things? Like other
That's
weather
Electricity?
elements?
That's where I'm looking
Words.
right now. Hang on, because each color has a different situation.
My goodness, so much to know about dragonborns.
So much so that I need to look some of it up.
There are various colors that have lightning.
If only there was a book this was all written down in.
I know.
You know, if we just put something together...
Like
and then
something
gave it
for the players?
to give
Like a handbook.
players, like in an acting troupe? In case they were going to pretend.
Ding 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 ding.
What is it?
What color is, damn. Never mind. Oh, terrifying.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
What did you remember?
Think out loud.
Well, what I've remembered, is that bronze dragonborn and blue dragonborn, so bronze would be metallic and blue would be chromatic.
Oh, okay.
So this can go more than one way. How I can breathe fire, they can kind of breathe electricity.
Ah.
So I don't think that we're looking at Rokum's body that was out in a storm. I think we're looking at Rokum's body being attacked by a blue or bronze dragonborn.
Which you are not.
Which I am not.
Piece number 2 of anti-evidence.
I think we need to go talk to Nala Kente and see what we can get out of her. She's not bronze, she's copper, but she's overseeing the iris, and that's where the chromatics are. I think we also need to go back and talk to when Tobu was on watch, on guard with Jezul.
Is he a bronze?
He's bronze.
Isn't the dragon watching the body also bronze?
No, she's copper.
Oh.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yaman is bronze.
Oh, these notes say copper! Oh, crap. Okay.
I think we should probably tell someone about the body.
Yeah. Yaman is bronze, Velasa is copper.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay. Swapping.
Okay. Well,
Do you think she would do anything to the body? Like, is she allowed to?
Well, of course she's not allowed to. It's
Well-
not gonna stop her. I wasn't allowed to leave. It didn't
But I
stop
don't
me.
know what your all's burial rights are, but if she, destroys the evidence before you can present the evidence,
well, we're not the only ones who saw it.
well, who else saw it that's on Kenlnys' side?
Right, Rialdan, the neighbor, saw the webbing.
Saw the webbing, but I don't know that he saw close enough to see.
Well,
The
no, but
birds.
he can attest to.
But we can bring Rokum's clothing with us. We
Mm-hmm.
can. It has burn spots in the cloth.
So you're taking the clothing?
Yes. I would like to go to the antiquary next, though, and share with my mom what we found so far.
The antiquary itself, as you go where the palace was, you'll come out to the left would be where the antiquary is, and it's another sunken-in building, but it actually delves into the top of the Zaget. This, as you go in, your mother is still frantically trying to organize all the materials that were shoved around, but she does see you, and please tell me you found something.
I did.
You share the information.
Yeah.
It's a start, but are you thinking that one of the Dragonborn killed Rokum?
Yes.
A chromatic.
Or a bronze. Blue or bronze.
You know how I feel about this. Metallics would not kill another metallic.
Well, okay, what we have so far is at least enough evidence to say that whatever Rokum died from is not something that Kenlnys can do. So this at least,
Helps with that aspect.
helps
of
with
things.
that. We don't know who did it. We just know it wasn't you.
We don't have to prove who did it. Just prove that Kenlnys did do it.
Appreciate your viewpoints.
But that doesn't take you out of being part of, if it's a deeper plot. Without that book, you are still the suspect.
That's why we need to find the book. Do you have to stay here?
I can't leave from the upper precipice. I can go into the palace, but not any further than just the grand entryway.
Never mind.
Why?
I was hoping you could talk to Nala Kente.
You're gonna have to suck this one up and do it on your own, dear. I don't understand why you're always so afraid to stand up to her.
It's not like Kente.
I guess maybe it might not be as hard anymore.
Nala Kente is Yalwyn's daughter.
I mean, Yaman's nasty.
Nala Kente is not any better, dear.
Well, would you hold on to Rokum's clothing?
Sure.
I just in case it's evidence, and I don't think things are quite as you think they are.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm hoping. I'm still trying to sift through the stuff here just in case I find something.
What is it you're looking through?
And she kind of looks around and you see where the shelvings are. Some have been toppled over. There are things that are scattered, but it's random, as if someone just tossed everything.
How about we help you start to clean up a little bit?
Dear, I don't know if you have the time.
No, but well, I'm the only one who knows where it all goes now.
This is true. Maybe you'll see something out of place that we've missed. Please, just whatever you find.
I don't know if there's. Can I look around in like lesser visited areas?
Sure.
Of the library?
Do an investigation check. Once again, you can assist if somebody wants to do it at advantage, or if you want to have 2 rolls.
I'm gonna say you should do it at advantage because we wouldn't know what we're looking for.
Okay. Wait. Investigation check, right?
Mm-hmm.
18.
You and your rolls today.
I know.
You actually know the book that they're talking about. This is a very important, like if Dragonborn had a religious text, this would be it, and it is extremely well guarded. You go exactly to the cabinet where it's supposed to be. The cabinet itself is open and left open. Kind of looking through, it doesn't look like anything was forced. There was no forced entry, and it is locked under key, and you had the key, and Rokum has the key.
It's open?
It is open,
Okay.
but empty.
Okay.
You do notice that on the lower shelf, because it's a cabinet, think of almost like a china cabinet, a hutch cabinet, where there's the doors at the top, that's where it's held. On the lower areas where there are other less protected books, on the second step, there is actually a slight staining of blood. And you notice that there is an iridescent coloring on the floor. And as you bend down and notice, there are various individualized scales that are kind of scattering on the floor.
Okay. Staining of the blood, then there was iridescent staining around it.
So
and the scales.
Yeah. Well, the iridescence you see is the scales.
Is the scales,
Yeah.
okay.
Every now and then you kind of catch, and underneath the shelf or underneath some things you see these small, minute scales, like baby-sized scales.
What color are they?
You have white, green, red, copper, and black.
And they're teeny tiny.
Oh yeah, these are baby, dragonborn, newborn scales.
Okay. And is there anything else? There aren't any other like remnants or pieces of anything around?
What'd you roll again? You said 18?
18.
So much. In the back, as you are looking and noticing that the book is missing, you notice that there is a slight kind of carved square indentation to the back wall of the cabinet.
Is it something I can press? Is it something there's something in there? It's a small square indentation.
You go to press it, it does shift, but it's not like a button. But it does. It's definitely a piece of wood that has been carved to be removed.
Okay. Can I wiggle it around and try to move
You
pieces
get
out?
your talons in and kind of pry it out. It is an alcove, and there are a fair number of papers that have been stashed back there. Pulling them out, they are various letters, back and forth. The general description of most of them is kind of hot and romantic. And as you get further up the stack, towards the ones that are placed on top, they begin to get less romantic and more poignant of concern in the Zaget. The one that is on the very top reads, "The atrocities are real. The Zaget is steeped in a history of manipulation, and I suspect the generals know more than they share. Signed, yours faithful, Rokum."
Connecting the dots. I'm going to gather up the scales. And I also want to, I'm going to pull out my dagger and kind of carve out around the blood stain. And but I'd like to carve it out like in a way that it's unique, so it fits back in like a puzzle piece.
Okay. Yeah, I would say you would more have to break into it, and it's doable, but it's going to come off very jagged, like almost like you snapped a piece of wood. Sorry, so you do have the blood-stained
Piece of wood, the scales. I do want to take those papers, the letters with me.
Okay.
Is there anything besides the letters in that alcove?
There is not.
Can I go through the letters and see who Rokum's pen pal is?
They are not signed. However, the script does look the same.
And how does he address his pen pal?
The one you read is the only one that is signed from Rokum, as if it has not been delivered.
Okay.
Where the other ones are not him writing, it's other people writing to him, but it looks like it's
one
the same.
person. And how does that person address it and then write their salutation?
There is no addressing. The other person is very
To the
poignant.
point.
Yeah. They write their meaning, but they don't sign to who or from who.
Okay. And his seems like it wasn't sent.
Well,
Right,
clearly wasn't sent because
he wrote it.
But definitely because it was hidden and stashed.
Okay. So I don't even know what to say, but Mom? Mother.
She kind of hustles over.
Rokum was writing someone. We got some blood. I don't know how we can tell whose it is. We also have look at these baby scales.
Yeah, those are fledgling skills.
Look at all the different colors.
Well, yes, dear. I mean, we all have children. I don't know. What are they supposed to mean? What are you trying to... Does this prove anything to you?
I don't know. They're a mix of scales.
She kind of slumps down into a stool.
They're metallic and they're chromatic.
Well, yes, there are metallics and chromatics that live on the Zaget. But are you telling me that a little baby chromatic clan came in and killed Rokum?
What about the
No,
pseudo-dragons? Would those belong to a pseudo-dragon? Or just are we just saying just Dragonborn?
I don't believe that the pseudo-dragons come in the same chromatic array. They're usually one color, but...
But there's copper too.
Well, yes, we have kids, dear. What... I have some of your scales. We have brass scales just like this.
But they're just brass. These are a mix.
don't know what to tell you, dear.
Could it mean something?
I don't know.
I don't know anything about dragonborns. I only know what you told me. But is it possible for one dragonborn to have multiple colors of scales?
I think that idea and opinion would be highly offensive, but
Yeah, Q. Why are you
I'm
being
okay.
offensive?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just asking if it's possible.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
At least in my experience, I've only ever known people to have one set of skills.
Is it possible for one dragonborn to have children with different scales?
No. Well, in the past, at least stories say that there was mixed breeding between the chromatics and the metallics, and some scale colors took precedence over others, but honestly, we don't mix. Metallics mate with metallics, and within your own clan, our strength is by the purity of our clan.
Mm-hmm.
Strength in power, strength in numbers. It shows that you have the dominant trait that is most favored by the Dreadnought Prince. Sadly, we are ill-favored at this moment.
None of the scales are bronze or blue anyway, so... Whatever
There were also no wounds on Rokum.
Well, there were.
Well, not like blood,
Yeah.
not blood type wounds where like,
So I would say the blood can maybe come from the person who harmed Rokum.
yeah.
Why would there only be the only metallic color here is copper?
What if it's a ruse?
Oh. Yawin would be next to lead because the largest number, the clan with the largest number are the copper, right?
Well, technically it's the largest number of trueborns, but yes, Yawin would be the next in line. That's saying if Doxin were to die, but honestly, Doxin is getting weaker.
But what does that have to do with this?
I mean, is it unusual to see scales of babies laying around?
Well, I told you we keep the scales. They're mementos of joyous occasions. I told you I have some of your scales still.
Fall out and your parents keep them in a
Yeah.
drawer.
It's not unheard of. I mean, I wouldn't know why Doxin would
But
have...
in the antiquary.
I give you that as strange, but like I said, I don't believe a chromatic would just come in, let alone a child would come in unseen by anybody else. I'm not sure why Roken would have these.
I'm not sure either.
Dear, you need to figure out soon because you're running out of time.
Nalakente is my next stop.
Be brave.
Wait. Yawin is a... I know.
I got it! It's Colonel Mustard!
With the candlestick!
Colonel Mustard with the lightning breath.
Okay, so Yawin is bronze, Balasa is copper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just double check.
Oh, that was it? Oh.
I know.
I was like, did you figure it out? Do you know what's happening?
No, because...
It's okay.
Alright, let's go.
You've also been about 4 hours of investigating at this time.
You have time.
You have time, but you also have to imagine you can't stay. You could physically stay awake for 24 hours.
Right.
But eventually, you're gonna have to stop, eat, rest. So yeah, we're at 4 or 5 hours.
Okay. Now look at here we come.
So you're heading towards the iris.
Yeah.
When you go out into the Zaget, there is a clear distinction of a line that cuts through where there are metallics and there are chromatics. However, where you never saw chromatics apart from that one chromatic that was in the palace, that was working as servant, on this side, there are metallics everywhere, still patrolling and guarding. And chromatics typically walk with their head down. As you head and you get to the moment where it dips down, you start going towards the domiciles where the iris is, you actually pass the proving grounds. And you see that Nalakente is there beside Linorande and De Junta.
At the proving grounds?
At the proving grounds. And they're looking over into a larger quarry-like embankment. You know what the proving grounds are because whenever you grew up as a trueborn, you were supposed to become a knight. All trueborns go into knighthood and take rank. However, you decided to follow with Rokum and to work in the antiquary, which was kind of a backhand to your family, but your mom allowed it, knowing that there would be no more representation of brass in the Zaget Knights. To become a Zaget Knight, you have to spend a period of time in the proving grounds surviving
Against
whatever's in there. You hear some screaming coming from the proving grounds, these roars every now and then there's periods of awkward silence as you watch and you see the three Zaget Knights looking over. They're wearing these very odd goggle-like apparatuses that cover and pull to where they have these little slits that give them a more reptilian look than even in their dragonborn form. And they kind of look over, and then you see Nalakente look over at you. And she kind of smiles, and you see this toothy grin go all the way across.
Alright.
Is that her?
That's her.
You can do this.
You got this.
Okay, so it's Nalakente, Linorande,
Mm-hmm.
and De Junta, and they're all bronze.
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Ready, y'all?
Sure.
Keep your eyes open for suspicious, I guess. Greetings, Nalakente.
It must be painful to know that your time is running out.
Well, hopefully it's not.
At least it's a beautiful day where you can just enjoy the Zaget one more time before we get to put you in this pit.
It is a beautiful day. What are y'all watching in the pit?
We're testing out just to see if it's a perfect punishment for someone as gifted as you think you are. At which point, Linorande kind of smacks Nalakente on the back. He says, "Stop it. We had some chromatics that we caught in rebellion.
Oh,
They're being punished.
okay. What were they doing?
Spreading rumors."
What kind of rumors?
De Junta kind of laughs. "There's another uprising coming up. We've caught them leading out propaganda, speaking that the chains of the chromatic soon will be broken."
Why is that different from anything else they've ever said?
Exactly. Sometimes we gotta show our authority, though. We found these trying to escape on their side of the Zaget. De Junta and I caught them, and then Rhonda kind of pulls over. We caught these ones escaping and decided that we're going to make an example of them. Feel free to watch. Maybe you'll get some pointers.
What color are the chromatics?
You're gonna look over.
That were caught, yeah.
So looking over into the pit, the pit itself has a lot of rocky formations where it kind of zigzags in almost like a labyrinth with all these different caves surrounding the outside. And every now and then you see a white chromatic, a green chromatic kind of moving. You see they have no armor, no weapons, and they're just kind of trying to stay alive by maneuvering and moving as quietly as possible. There's a moment where the white chromatic kind of looks over and kind of signals to his group before this jaw kind of reaches out of the cave, grabs onto his leg, and then drags him in. You just hear another scream as the others go running and zigzagging, trying to get away again.
White and green.
The white and green are the ones you see.
What was that?
You are welcome to roll. This would be a nature
Okay.
roll.
7.
You're not quite sure what it was. You've never seen these beasts before, but it must be something special because the whole point of the proving grounds is to put things that would prove that as a Get Knight has what it takes to live and survive.
Not sure. Not good though. Malakinde has the iris.
Tane.
Really? Because it sounds like there's uprising.
Well, that's why they pulled me in. I'm the one who found out about the uprising, I'm the one who found out about the rumors, and I'm the one who tracked down these criminals and caught them at the Eastern Wall.
Eastern Wall. Congratulations.
Sassy.
Did you find anything else?
No, I'm actually still investigating, trying to find who the leader is of this rebellion, so we can silence them as well.
I wish you the best of luck.
What about you two?
You look real busy
What about us?
leading that destruction of an uprising.
Yeah, I should probably be getting back to work. Good luck, dear.
Dear.
And she begins to walk down to the iris. By the way, the iris, since you guys have never seen it, it's very similar to the domiciles. However, there is this glow as the sun catches different areas of the rock itself. It does shine different colors. So you almost see this play of lights coming off. And as you look down in the pits themselves, it's that retinal rock that as it catches, you get little glimmers of different colors. Anything else you want to do?
Well, now that Malakinte's kind of started to walk away, Dejunta,
Yeah.
any helpful information?
It's not our job to prove things for you. It's your job.
It is my job. I'm doing my job. Metallic, right? I can ask. Did you see anything? Do you know anything? That could prove either direction, my innocence or my guilt.
Lena Ronde kind of interrupts and says, just tell her the truth. We weren't on that side. We were patrolling on the east. However, we did find tracks on the east side as well. But they weren't yours.
They weren't mine. Whose were they?
We would imagine that it's somebody from the chromatic side since it's on their territory. There was no tail line dragged, so it wasn't Trueborn.
What do you think they were doing?
Apparently trying to flee since we've already caught some and they're here.
Where would they flee to? This is their home.
When you fled, where were you trying to flee to?
Wasn't
This was your
fleeing.
home.
I wasn't fleeing to anywhere.
Still haven't proven anything.
That's what you think.
What?
Nothing,
Do I have
no,
something on my face?
no helpful information.
For me or for the other side?
We patrol, we do our job. We watch the border, we stop people coming in and out.
You didn't stop those people.
Who's to say we didn't? Who's to say it's not the tracks that these people led?
Who's to say it is?
Once again, speculation, but you have to prove that, not us.
I don't have to prove anything about that.
Wish you luck, dear.
What happens when, not ready for it and not hoping for it anytime soon, but when Doxson's gone and Yawin is in charge? What happens to you two?
Promotion. Status level. Nothing really happens. Whoever's divinely blessed by the Dreadnought is divinely blessed. That's who we are. That's metallic right. Have you forgotten just in this short time?
I saw a lot of things in this short time.
They kind of look over and they see Dakar and Q.
I met a lot of people too.
You choose them over us?
I haven't chosen anyone.
What's that critter in there with all the teeth?
See, Dejunta kind of smiles and looks over. And he takes off his goggles and he kind of hands them over to you. Take a look. It is very hard to see, like almost to the point of you cannot see. I'll allow you to do a disadvantage perception check.
$18.
Oh my god!
With disadvantage. All right, what you see, the creature itself, it's every now and then it'll sneak out and you get glimpses as it looks. It's quadrupedal as it kind of crawls and very muscular body, but you can't quite see it. Every now and then you look up and there's a moment where you catch it turning, and as it passes, there's a flicker that kind of hits the lens and you see this white light and you can't see what it is. And then as it moves away and it's looking away from you, you can see the body again, like a giant Komodo dragon.
Man, that's cool.
Cool.
Well, I mean,
It's killing them.
it's still a cool animal.
I'll let you get back to work.
Same for you.
Thanks.
Right, where to?
So as we're walking away, I'm gonna ask him, so why did we need to come see her? I didn't like her at all.
So she's overseeing the chromatics.
Okay.
I was hoping to get some information about that.
Okay.
Not really a lot.
Well, I mean, she's not doing a very good job. Like, I mean, if the goal is to keep them all under control, I mean, I can see why they want to rise up. They want to uprise.
She's not super.
She doesn't seem very...
She's not very kind.
You don't have to be kind to be good. But, yeah, she's not...
I mean, you met her mother.
True. Alright, well...
I would really like to go talk to Wintobu.
Okay. What time is it right now?
I would say because y'all got there, you're looking about 2, 3.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Wintobu?
Mm-hmm. And he's patrolling.
He'll be on the western wall, so you have to go back to your side.
Okay.
So you're leaving the Iris?
Can I... You said they're chromatic. They're walking around, right?
They're chromatics, yeah. It's not like they're enslaved where they can't do things. They're
No.
living life, but they have their heads down. They do not look up.
I want to watch for a little bit and see if there's anybody who stands out, who maybe like lifts up their head or looks around or.
As you kind of watch Nala Kente as she goes down, everybody kind of scatters and they cower and they look down, and occasionally Nala Kente will grab somebody and like throw them to the floor, kick somebody over. It's very abrasively abusive as she's trying to shake people up and just try to get information. Roll me an insight check.
8.
They all look pretty scared in general. You see Nala Kente gets to one domicile and she actually walks in, spends a few minutes in there, and then she comes out, kind of looks around, and then she goes and finds another person to terrorize. And you sit and you watch this, just mulling over as you run out of time. What are you going to do? And it's a good thing because you're going to have a week to think about it, because that's where it's going. So as clues just pile on and they get more and more information of what is going on in the Zaget, we'll have to come back next week and find out. So thank you very much for watching this. We absolutely hope you enjoyed it. Yes, we didn't have any encounters on this one. Woohoo!
This is the first one, right?
This is our first one with no encounter.
Oh.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed our role playing. We enjoyed it, and I am curious to see what happens next time. And we'll see you next week.
I just studied all my notes.
Yeah, notes. But absolute pleasure. Once again, my name is Michael Vasquez. I'm your GM, and I look forward to seeing you next time in class. And until then, class dismissed.
That's like the most pages of notes I've had.